scores for Scotland.
Romajang stepping away. Stunning work from Bridger. What an individual score this is.
Talent aplenty has graced these great leagues, but now future stars are set to shine. Last season was the most thrilling to date, but now it's time for a new crop of talent to grace the field, and in this league, anything could happen. It's time to take your seat. The best leagues in the land are back.
Byfield with a BUCS Super Rugby try for the ages.
And then was a white line seeking missile.
Lara score! Drives towards the line. Sensational score from Romajang.
Wind into gear, drive to the line. And Cardiff are streaking across.
Welcome back, everybody. BUCS Super Rugby is back underway.
Whatever the weather, whenever you find yourself down at the Rec for a BUCS Super Rugby game, you know that you're in for a treat. It's the home of Bath's iconic anniversary game, and tonight we're expecting a 10,000 strong blue and gold wave to descend upon this place. It should be quite the occasion. Historic ground, historic occasion, historic head-to-heads. I mean, it sells itself. Now, on paper, this one might be straightforward. It's 9th, hosting second. It's a winless side up against an undefeated one, and it is the might of the Archers descending upon this place. But, as any cliche-loving commentator will tell you, the game isn't actually played on paper, and Bath are definitely due a win. They were semi-finalists last season. They've already pushed Durham and Loughborough close on the road in this campaign, and of course, as soon as these stands are full, they will have that oh-so-vocal 16th man behind them. The only thing better than a BSR crowd is a potentially record-breaking one. So, if the Archers are having to go 4 from 4 tonight, they're going to have to bring their A game. The scene is set, and that is quite enough from me. So let's get to know the teams.
Fast in the squad, I'm going to give it to Alfie Garside, winger, lights up the wing.
Fast in the squad is Joe Cowell. Slowest in the squad is Romajang.
Slowest in the squad, I'm going to go to Eddie Erskine. Success, I think, for Bath this year looks like building on a strong foundation from last year. We've got lots of new exciting talent coming in to hopefully add something and build on the foundation we had last year, really.
Hard working, tough and resilient. I'm on the Yorks. Reggae.
It's normally a pretty, we like to make it quite atmospheric, so it would be like lots of gongs and stuff like that, and try and build ourselves up for the game. It's a slightly strange one, but it works. What works for us? French fry, everyone's favourite.
I'd probably be a mashed potato.
Why?
Because it's lush with gravy.
Well, I personally feel like I know the two captains much better now, and so it's only fair to ask my two ladies' lips. James, Tom, if you were a potato, what would you be and why?
It's quite a difficult question. So I say I'd be a wedge or some wedges, as I like to think I'm trying to make myself presentable on the outside, but I think I'm fairly soft on the inside.
That's a great one. That is a great one. I personally, Claire, would say I'm a smiley face. I'm a smiley face all the time.
That's so on brand.
Well, because you won't see me doing anything but smiling when I'm at BUCS Super Rugby. I'm not going to lie. So I've got to be a smiley face.
Can't believe you just said that on camera. God, we do love honesty in this studio. And actually, let's build on what Ludo said, because he was really interesting just there about how the aim this season, Tom, was to build on the foundations that you laid in last campaign, which was a huge bounce back, one of your best seasons ever. What did you like about the way that Bath played their rugby last year?
So as you said, we had a really strong foundation from last year. Obviously going to that semi-final against Loughborough, obviously we're gutted to lose in the end, like last few minutes of the game. But saying that, we had conversations at the end of the year, and we had some foundations such as the squad size we had. We felt like we were a very young squad. There were a lot of freshers in, a lot of lads who were staying around, so we're really confident going into this year. And obviously last year as well, we developed that link we had with Bath Rugby. Obviously been very beneficial for us when we play. And obviously for those of us who aren't contracted, it's an absolutely brilliant opportunity to play with the lads who are, and ultimately all that does is raise the standards of our game.
James, where did you see the chinks in the blue and gold's outings last year? Where do they need to improve?
The improvements, it's really hard because actually, as you rightly said, Bath were a very young side last season and they came together really well. And something that really impressed me was actually the way that they held their structure on the pitch. And I would say that's one thing they've got to remember going forward into this season, is to not actually let that slip, because they've shown it in the games already. But maybe the thing that they're lacking a little bit at the moment is that physicality. I was lucky enough to be at the Loughborough game, but unfortunately he lost again on the road to the purple. I'm really sorry to have to bring that up again, but the physicality up front against Loughborough at times did start to lapse, and when that did lapse, that's obviously when Loughborough invited themselves straight back into the fixture. So I think if you guys can definitely up front against Cardiff Met this evening, indeed against all our other BUCS Super Rugby teams this season, I reckon there's a real chance of a comeback, to be honest. So
then, James, sticking with you, is the fact that Bath are currently languishing down in 9th in the standings misrepresentative?
Absolutely. Bath shouldn't be down that bottom end of the table. You know, there are teams that struggle across the course of an entire season, and they have their reasons for it. Bath, I didn't think would be one of them, and I feel like maybe the tough start to the season, 3 away games to start a year as well.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, you mentioned off camera as well, very early start to go up to Leeds Beckett, and they're a team as well that are out to prove a point this year after probably a disastrous campaign in their eyes last season. So I think Bath should really hold their heads high that on the road they've still been able to play some attractive style of rugby, scoring some great tries, holding that structure despite still being a young side. And, you know, they've got a lot of potential. That's the thing we've got to remember here, Claire.
Well, Tom, you obviously weren't playing in these games, but outscored Durham 2-1, if I remember correctly, up 17-12 against Loughborough at half-time, and then in it with moments remaining in the game against Leeds Beckett. And that's the game I want to focus on, because if Bath are to have title credentials, if they are to be contenders this year, they need to win those sorts of games. What were the lessons they returned from Leeds with?
Absolutely. I mean, you touched on some games there that obviously we're very disappointed with. So I just mentioned Durham away, Loughborough away, and obviously most importantly the Beckett away game. Discussions after the game, obviously very disappointed. On those things you touched on, physicality, touched on staying in structure, things we discussed both during the game and obviously at the end of the game coming back. I think in terms of things what we need to change going forward, we want to generally stick to what we're good at. We know we're very confident with our set piece, we're very confident with our kicking game. And this is definitely something we're going to hopefully bring through tonight against Cardiff. Let's have tough conversations to have, because obviously 3 losses on the bounce isn't necessarily what we wanted, but we're very confident going forwards.
Just quickly, what do you like as a spectator? Do you find it really difficult?
Yes, I do. I'd much rather be on the pitch. Yeah, I'm edging my seat most of the time.
I've absolutely no doubt about that. Well, we're expecting these stands to be packed very shortly, and a man who's well aware of the magnitude of this game and the opportunity it presents for Bath is Aaron James, their head of rugby. I caught up with him a little bit earlier on. Aaron, what an occasion we have in store tonight. Has this week had a bit of an extra buzz around it?
Yeah, this is always a special game, the anniversary game. Yeah, always a big crowd and a chance for university and the public to get behind us.
And nice to finally be at home. How challenging has it been opening your account with 3 back-to-back away trips?
Oh yeah, it's been tough. We asked to be away, to be fair, because we're pitches under repair, but yeah, we didn't expect the long ones all at once. But hey, look, there was no excuse for us losing. We didn't perform well enough, and hopefully we turn that around today.
When you say you didn't perform well enough, can you narrow that down to something specific for us?
Oh look, you know, it's in the stats, so we gave almost double the penalties away in a couple of games, or 3 games. Just areas where we were just a bit off. We looked hard at ourselves, and the boys looked hard at themselves, and you know, hopefully we'll fix them.
You also led Loughborough at half-time and were in the game against Beckett until the final couple of minutes. So has been putting 80 minutes on the park been a focus this week?
Definitely, yeah. And yeah, you know, please you remember we were close, but we weren't close at the end. And yeah, we want to change that tonight. And the boys are quite focused on that. Having a crowd behind them, family behind them, it's you know, hopefully it helps. And this weather clears up, it'll hopefully get a spectacle for them.
This weather suggests that front football is going to be particularly important. It's going to be greasy, getting it wide might be difficult. So with that in mind, how important is it that all of your Bath Academy products in your pack front up tonight?
All of them are front up. Look, they're a whole squad, the squad of the brothers, you know, whether they're with Bath Academy, Queen's Academy, or just come up through the uni. We're going to stick tight together. Look, it's not too bad out there now, you know, and we can move the ball and have confidence to move the ball. So we'll see.
We're really looking forward to it. Thanks so much for your time, Aaron.
Thanks very much. Look forward to it too. Thank you.
Right, the visitors, 3 played and 3 won, including perhaps most to their enjoyment, 50 put on Cardiff in a clash at the Arms Park. I'm joined by someone who knows a thing or two about Cardiff Met, of course. James, we're going to start with you for this one. They're mixing it with the big dogs in the league right now. They're right towards the top of the table, but if they're to stay there, Tom, close your ears, they're going to have to come away from here with points tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's no other way around it. If they want to be one of those top 3 teams that they keep saying they want to be as well, they've got to win every single week. There are no excuses for errors and mistakes, and that's one of the biggest things they've got to remember. The error count last season is probably what cost Cardiff Met a lot of their wins.
Right.
Leading ahead of the break, leading ahead of, the last third of the match, but penalty count creeps up, errors creep up, knock-ons, drop balls, the lot, misplaced kicks, and that's when sides suddenly win matches. And unfortunately, if you do that in BUCS Super Rugby, you'll know this as well. If you do that in BUCS Super Rugby, you're going to lose games.
Well, that's changed this year because they've absolutely flown from the traps, Tom. They've gone 3 from 3, 14 out of a possible 15 table points. What differences have you seen in the way they're going about their business, or what have they been working on?
I mean, look, I think you touched on it there, really. It's something we talk about, errors. I mean, errors are so important in this game. Yeah, errors lead to scrums, knock-ons, line-out smalls, penalties, ultimately leads to points and tries. So I can see from Cardiff Met the way they've played these first 2 games. You can definitely see they've worked on their clarity and their, obviously, execution in the final third. We know they're a physical team. All these buzzwords that we use when we play against them.
I was just going to say, you're racking up the buzzwords here, Tom.
I know, so we played a great game against them at our place last year.
Yep.
On the infield, where they got one on us there, and luckily we got one on them at their place later in the year, and we know full well that whenever we play against the Met teams can be physical. So obviously something we're looking forward to today. I can clearly see that's something they've worked on.
Well, Benji, in that video that we played at the top of the show, said slightly alarmingly that if he were a potato, he'd be mashed potato. We're just going to park that because that's a frankly disturbing answer to that question. But what he also did go on to say is that Cardiff Met are tough. They are resilient and they are hard working. Is that your experience of them? Are they a classic Welsh nuggety team?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm lucky enough to live with 4 Welshmen, and that's what they pride themselves on personally. So I know for a fact that whenever you play against the Met team, it's going to be physical. So I touched on before. I was injured back end of the last year, but when we played them at home at our place, it was a very physical game. They pride themselves in their set piece, so it's going to be a massive challenge today. I know something we're going to go after, so it'll be really interesting to see how it plays out.
But, James, is that to sell them a little bit short? Josh Carrington scored an absolute perler at the Arms Park just last week. That was something really special. They can attack as well, can't they?
Absolutely. I mean, they're a special side to watch. They really are. And Josh Carrington's one with a beautiful story that, despite the disappointment of COVID potentially interrupting what could have been a really prosperous senior professional career, he's gone on to achieve so much now with Cardiff Met that he's a mainstay in that side and actually developed in the champ last season for Cardiff Met as well, and is really getting his break now in BUCS Super Rugby. And I think that's where the physicality comes from, especially the Valley boys will tell you as well. Playing against those sides week in, week out in the Welsh Champ is brutal, but that's what brings the toughness for Cardiff Met, and that's what makes them really grudge rugby players in a way. I think you'd agree.
Well, what is also going to be absolutely brutal is the fact that these two have got to swim their way up to commentary. So I'll let you grab your flippers, your armbands, your goggles, whatever it might require. Get yourselves up to the gantry while we get some thoughts from inside the Archers camp. Round 4, Ian, and you're still undefeated. Why is that the case?
We had a good pre-season. I think we're fortunate position to have a Welsh National League as well, so we had a really good build-up to it, to the BUCS Super Rugby programme, and we've been fortunate to carry on the good work from there, really. So yeah, it's been 3 really tough games as well.
It's left you mixing it with the heavyweights right towards the top of the table. If you're going to stay there for the duration of the season, how non-negotiable is it that you leave here with points tonight?
Yeah, I think every game really you're looking to take the W away, and tonight is no different. I think the case with Bath is their anniversary game. I think they would have probably been disappointed to lose last week against Leeds, and it's a real surprise for everybody that they're 3-0 looking at the squad they've got. And if I'm really honest, their league position and certainly their win ratio doesn't reflect what they've got here, and I got no doubt in my mind that they're a lot stronger and a lot better than what the 3 losses sort of suggest.
As you can hear, the crowd behind you are getting pretty noisy, but we know from the first Cardiff clash of the season that your side don't mind a little bit of noise. How have you prepared them, though, for that to be a hostile sound tonight?
Well, we played in front of 2,500-3,000 down in Swansea. We did in the first game, and then it was Cardiff clash the next, so that was pretty mixed. Obviously, Cardiff Met one side, Cardiff Uni the other, so depending on what side of the pitch you are, it can be fairly hostile either end. And last week another big crowd were on Kincoid campus, so yeah, we really enjoy playing in the occasions, and hopefully the boys are used to that from already playing against crowds this season, and we can use that as a strength really.
points. You've got a crowd to contend with. You've also got the fact that it's monsoon weather here in the West Country. You've already told me off camera that you're used to dealing with wet conditions, but what's the game plan tonight with the fact that it's going to be a greasy ball in mind?
Well, inevitably the territory is going to be the biggest factor. The battle of the middle third is going to be key tonight, and it's whoever's probably got the best kicking strategy and can maintain possession is going to come out on top, and I think that's the key to any wet weather game, really. And so inevitably we don't want to be playing in these conditions, but this will be the third game out of 4 that we played in monsoon conditions, so we're certainly no strangers to it.
Well, thanks for your time, and I hope you've got some spare socks with you.
Spare everything, I hope. Thank you.
Well, we've heard from our 2 coaches, our 2 high-carb captains and our 2 high-calibre commentators. God, that was a mouthful. They've made their way up to the gantry and they've got the best view in the house for what should be a properly special evening. So, James Roberts, over to you.
That's right, Claire. It's a great seat because it's a dry seat. One of the only dry seats left in the house. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rec and to the biggest night of the year on the University of Bath rugby calendar. Finally, a home tie for the Brothers of Bath with this historic rugby stadium playing host to a BUCS Super Rugby grudge match between varsity rivals. One looking to keep the momentum from the start of the season going, and the other looking to turn their fortunes right around. And what better way to do it than packing out a stadium like this and inviting the beautiful city of Bath to become your 16th man. And one man who wishes he was part of this 15 men on the pitch team is Bath University's Tom Berry, but I'm beyond pleased to say he's here with me in comms. We've canoed up here together, Tom. We've made it safely. First of all, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Very excited for the game today. It should be a cracker.
It is going to be a great atmosphere today. And look, how big is this event to the BUCS Super Rugby team this season? Because stuff like this doesn't happen every week, does it?
I mean, look, there's no sugarcoating this, really. We've all had this day marked in our calendar for what? As soon as this calendar came out, really. We're incredibly excited in what? We expected 6,000, 7,000 plus people here today. And yeah, I think the boys are just ready to get going.
And how much would it mean, actually, to get your season back on track with a win against your varsity rivals? That's a big word, isn't it?
I mean, look, again, we're not going to hide away from the fixture. It's a massive fixture. We love playing against Met. It's always a physical challenge. You say varsity rivals. We had 1-1 last year as well. We won each other's grounds. So look, we're really excited to have a go at them here at the Rec as well. I mean, obviously, it's an unbelievable place to play.
Unbelievable indeed. And with that in mind, we're going to take a look at the teams that are playing at this unbelievable venue, starting with the home side. And well, let's take a look at that squad. I'm getting all tongue-tied because there's so many people here, Tom. Let's take a look at that side that are here. Consistency could be key, and that might be why we only see 2 changes in the starting 15 for the University of Bath, both in the forward pack. Jasper Spandler is back for the brothers from Premiership Cup duty with Bath. He'll be a vital addition to the front row. And Ted Johnson returns after a week out as well to reclaim his starting spot at 8. Expect fearsome direct ball carries from that man all night long. Alongside him, Wales under-20s Tom Cohen, the pack leader and the co-captain tonight for the brothers on this a very special occasion, with an unchanged halfback pairing for the 4th game running with Horgan and Bryce Thomas working together again, and Ludo Collade for Harlequins. He'll be leading from the back as the other co-captain for the University of Bath this evening. He's also been in Premiership Cup action and Barbars action, once again adding valuable experience to this team. There are try scorers aplenty on the bench for Bath, who I'm sure want to add to their own accounts again in this fixture, too, in the form of Max Pearce and Jacques Giannini. With Scotland under-20, Eddie Erskine looking to deploy his own under-20 World Cup experience from the bench. He's one of 4 replacements available for Bath this evening with international rugby experience, which also includes the likes of Ian Davis and Raf Weston. Now, for Cardiff Met, last season's club captain Joe Cow retains his starting position at loosehead. He's clearly had a great off-season despite the surgery in the summer. And a special mention to Brandon Harvey, the USA Eagle at under-20 level, who's announced today he signed with San Diego Legion ahead of the MLR campaign coming soon. Ewan Guy is the chosen one this year as BSR captain, the former Scotland under-20 enjoying this victorious start to his tenure. And alongside him in the back row, the only change in the starting 15, with Bertie Taylor brought in to replace the injured Benji Williams at number 8. England student Rory Morgan one to watch at scrum half, and the electrifying pace of Carrington and Baldwin certainly another part of this Archers team to keep your eyes on. 5 tries between the pair already this season. A host of new names on the bench for Cardiff Met this evening as well. They join with former Wales under-20 Connor Chapman to try and get their side over the line in the closing stages, and the experienced Dragons and Wales under-18 Gethin Cannon, another to look out for off the bench. And 3 new backs are on that bench for the Met tonight. Kean Richards, Ross McKay and Sam Trott. They missed out on the Durham fixture last week, but they're here tonight to show us exactly what we've been missing. And here are a reminder of last week's fixtures results. Tom, obviously that loss on the road to Leeds Beckett 29-19. Exeter triumphing over Loughborough University by quite a large margin. Hartbury winning on the road in biblical monsoon conditions. Swansea getting their first win of the season against Nottingham, who are also yet to find victory so far this year. And Cardiff Met the visitors today. 29-22 victors last week against Durham, and they'll be looking to keep their run of form going so far. And that is how the table looks, Tom. Talk me through your emotions looking at that table and seeing the 7-place gap between Cardiff Met and Bath.
Yeah, I mean, we're incredibly frustrated. Obviously, 9th in the league, 2 points. You have mentioned a few things. Obviously, we had a few tough away games. And obviously, we couldn't really ask for anything more. Home game at the Rec, perfect time to turn our season around.
Now, a reminder again that Cardiff Met are one of 3 unbeaten teams still remaining in BUCS Super Rugby so far this year. And the University of Bath, as I said already, they're one of just 2 teams remaining in the competition yet to register a win. Tom, you've now seen these sides. Can your Bath brothers grind out the win they so desperately need?
I mean, look, it's going to be a tough fixture, and there's no hiding that. We know what Met are going to bring. They've got a great start, but no, I'm confident the boys are going to get a job done today.
And here they come now out onto the pitch. First of all, starting with the Cardiff Met Archers, led out by Ewan Guy, that's Scotland under-20 international, giving the high fives to his team that have travelled across the Severn Bridge and here into the city centre for what will be a huge clash. And now the hums start to ring around the stadium, the noise, the emotion starting to build, Tom. I can feel the energy that we're about to witness for the University of Bath's arrival. This, a special occasion for all, and a special moment I'm going to enjoy watching with you. And here we go, the University of Bath led out by that number 12, Ludo Kalade, the co-captain today alongside Tom Cohen. Tom, you can hear the roar, you could feel the rumble. The University of Bath are ready for this fixture.
Absolutely, I mean, look, it's an incredible occasion to be here. The crowd's amazing, yeah, I think everyone's just ready to get going.
The atmosphere will not die down for the full 80 minutes, I'm fairly certain. We've got the Ultras right in front of us, Tom, and I'm sure they'll be turning around every now and then to give you the reassurance you need as well, because it's going to be a nerve-biting one, isn't it?
It will. I think it's going to be a very close contest. Look at the weather, look at the teams. We've got a lot of history against these boys, so yeah, it's going to be a close one.
Well, Ewan Price-Thomas has the ball in his hands. University of Bath will get us started. And we are underway here at the Rec. And straight away, the University of Bath with a statement tackle. That's Barnaby Waddle being thrown out into touch. And that is a clear statement of intent from the brothers.
Absolutely, I mean, look, targeting off the kickoffs, wet, windy weather. Clearly it was a difficult ball to take. I'll be interested to see what we do off this platform.
Well, Spandler's throw has worked out really well for Mackenzie Graham, but Met seem to have disrupted quite well so far. Huge tackle coming in there from Evan Sheldon. Coach Ian Gardner complimenting him in the week about how he's been bringing the physicality to the Archers, and he's certainly looking to continue that this evening. Graham once again getting involved on that lovely inside tip. This is certainly the way the University of Bath wanted to begin this fixture. They're on the front foot right from the get-go, but a huge tackle It's the Legionite Brandon Harvey. He's announced his entry into this fixture, and just as we thought, Tom, that the University of Bath were building something special, Met instantly answer back.
Your mark.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can see the way the game's going to be played already. Bath moving the ball well, nice inside ball there. Obviously some good, big physical defence from Met. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
First scrum of the game as well is always an interesting one. Talk to me as a forward yourself. What's going through the head of the Bath pack at the moment as they're packing down for the first time?
Yeah. I mean, as you said, first scrum of the game is always very important. Discussion with the front row, we know full well that the first few scrums paint the picture, and also the ref the rest of the game. So we're thinking again the process right and building pressure and hopefully getting a good outcome.
Well, that's a huge squeeze coming in from the Bath pack, and they've won themselves the penalty too. Could this be 3 points already on the board for the University of Bath? It'll be interesting to see what they elect for. They're all pointing at the post. Bryce Thomas eyes it up, and that's exactly what they're going for. Tom, the tables turn once more.
As we said, we mentioned there in terms of the scrum as a process, building pressure, and I think they'll be pretty happy with that first one.
Special mention there to Scott Kirk, the loose head. You could clearly see him getting the better of his opposite number, Connell Couch, there in the front row. The loose head for the University of Bath. He had the dominance really at the push, and that's where the wheel came through.
He does. He loves this scrum, Scotty. He's a very popular member of the squad. Any issue with scrums, we always seem to go to him. But yeah, no, that was a good scrum there. That was a good start for us.
And that's 3 points for the account of Ewan Price Thomas and for the University of Bath. They are 3-0 ahead here at the Rec, and we're less than 5 minutes on the clock. Tom, dream start.
Absolutely. The start of the game is so important, settle the nerves, especially for these boys, because it's a big fixture. I think Ewan Price Thomas will definitely take that on board and be happy with that start.
Another mistake at the kickoff, this time for the home side. And despite bundling another Met player into touch, that's Josh Carrington getting the Bath welcome. It's going to be a Cardiff Met scrum, and now surely actually redemption time for Cal, Wood and Couch in the front row of the Archers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you said, we can see how this game is going to play out. Errors going to be crucial, scrums and last, right set piece plays. So yeah, I do think this scrum is going to determine how the game goes.
Keep your eye on Josh Carrington when the camera pans around everyone at home, because he's sitting out very wide on that far touchline, and the University of Bath seems to be defending quite narrow here, Tom.
They do, yeah. Also, we're defending Cardiff Met have threats all over the park. So yeah, all starts with this scrum.
Rory Morgan with the feed. That's a much better scrum from the Met pack, holding the push and the squeeze of Bath just as they start to get it going. But it's now out. And is he going to make it out? No, Toby Baldwin on the ball, breaking through. Dragged down inside the Bath 22. It's a scramble at the ruck to see who can get away with it. Sheldon now. He's bundled back by the University of Bath. Brandon Harvey trying to find a hole. Instead, he finds the floor. Joe Cow, he finds a gap. He's found a few meters for Cardiff Met as well. They're starting to build. Morgan tipped upside down. That's his welcome into this fixture.
Yeah, that was a good shot. 9 there, looks like.
Huge physicality in defence by the brothers. And they'll look to use that width for Carrington now. He's got some space, and we know he has gas. He's brought down about 6 meters out. Joe Cowell on a lovely running line. Has he got the support to keep the ball? They have an advantage now, Cardiff Met. No mistakes now for the University of Bath defence. They can't afford to give away another penalty advantage, but Met surely seeking to be adventurous. Ewan Guy, the latest head to carry to lead the charge.
Blue, behind, back set.
Waddle wading through the bog of this Rec pitch.
One offside.
Sheldon has laid it back. It's good ball, it's quick ball for the Archers. But it's a juggle in the back line from Patterson. And he's used those fancy feet to deal with the situation quite well. Couch is driven back now, and the referee says he's had enough.
2 penalties, 1 in front of the post, 1 wider.
Yeah, I mean, fair play to him out there, moving the ball well, keeping the ball well in contact.
Offside.
And enjoying the penalty from Bath.
Scott Kirk, the one being signalled out by our referee. And it means it's an easy lineup for Sam Berry to take the points. 38 points already so far this season in his BUCS Super Rugby campaign. I'm sure he's going to make this 41, because this is an easy kick, Tom, but really, this is Bath inviting Met back into the game with those penalties.
Yeah, I mean, look, from Bath's point of view, it's frustrating. Also, we know Met do have a lot of threats in attack. And obviously, that's obviously a good attack from Met. Some strong defence on Bath as well. Obviously, 3 points, so all square. I thought actually the number 10 is the same name as my little brother, Sam Berry. There you go.
Well, there we go. Shout out to your little brother, who hopefully is watching and listening to you. And Berry does indeed add the extra 3 points for Cardiff Met. It means the score at the Rec here in the city centre of Bath is University of Bath 3, Cardiff Metropolitan 3. BUCS Super Rugby round 4 action, and it's certainly been end to end.
It has. I'd love to see how this kick-off goes. Obviously, the first 2 kick-offs provided the platform for both the teams to launch, and I do think they'll be a very important part of the game.
Well, let's see how this kick-off reception goes on this occasion. It's stolen by the University of Bath. And it's stolen once again back by Cardiff Met. Barnaby Waddle once more on the ball.
Hold blue.
Tom, I think you're still trying to work out what happened there along with everyone else in this stadium.
I was there. I think the ball got lost in the breakdown. That was a great interaction with Bath. I think it was James Shorey who seemed to lose the ball in the breakdown.
Leave now, 3. All on.
Well, Morgan's clearance finds the Ultras in the stands and finds Cardiff Met a little bit of breathing room.
I'll put them on the line.
But that a stark wake-up call for Cardiff Met just after scoring some points of their own in this match. Bath are certainly bringing the physicality we spoke about in the build-up.
Absolutely, it's something that's been talked about all week. As I said, we know the physical challenge that Cardiff Met bring. But in saying that, we also know the physicality we can bring. So yeah, it's really good to see it established early doors. I'd love to see how it plays out.
Sorry.
Well, Spandler's thrown it long and once again finds Mackenzie Graham.
Back, no problem.
Referee seeing no problem with that Archer's defence, and so Bath need to rebuild. First big carrier that came there for Ted Johnson, but he doesn't make many metres. Good little footwork shown there by Scott Kirk, but he's lost it in contact. And just as Barnaby Waddle thought he could run away with the ball, he lost it forward as well. So it's a scrum down, Cardiff Met ball, and potentially a get out of jail for free card really for the Archers.
Yeah, we'll be frustrated with that one, but look, it's horrible conditions here, and as he said, go match the scrum. This is where the game's been won or lost. This is obviously from this. Obviously penalty either way, ball gets played. It's going to be a massively important part of the game. As we can see that already. I mean, there's been what, 4 or 5 knock-ons already?
Will that change the way that sides approach this game now with the conditions just worsening? They're not letting up, they're not staying the same, they are worsening very clearly. You can see it on your screen because it looks like you're watching a home video, and that's certainly not the case, I can assure you that. But does that change your game plan?
I think it has to. I think we'll be lying if we said otherwise. I think it's definitely going to be a lot more kicking. I think 9 and 10 for both teams will have to take control. And really, so you want to pin the opposition down. Territory is going to be crucial in this game, as we said in the build-up.
Well, it's another huge scrum from the University of Bath, and another brilliant drive from Scott Kirk, Jasper Spandler and Billy Seller in the front row. A lot of congratulations. And Cardiff Met walk away with the tails between their legs. This is huge from the Bath pack.
It seems to be an important part of the game. It seems we've got a bit of dominance there. So yeah, it's definitely something we'll go after, and obviously hopefully we'll get the rewards of 3 points.
Well, they are going for the 3 points here in conditions like this. If the ball was perhaps a little bit drier and the sun was shining, would you look for the corner?
Oh, I'd like to think so. I'd like to hope so. Yeah, you know. But in these big games, look, I think regardless of weather, you've got to keep the scoreboard ticking over. Whilst obviously the 7 points is very low, and I think really keeping the scoreboard going in these not in this kind of game, but also the conditions I think that's massively important. I think as the game gets on later, I think we may see a lot more kicks to the corner. I'm sure both teams will implement their driving game on the other.
And as the noise will confirm to you, Ewan Price-Thomas slots another brilliant kick. That's 3 more points in the account of the University of Bath. It's 6-3 at the Rec. And from a home fan perspective, Tom, we're heading in the right direction.
We are. I mean, obviously, ideally we'd be nil-in Cardiff Met at the moment, but obviously look, we've had a really good start, especially with the turbulent away trips we've had. This is exactly the start we want. Calm the nerves. Obviously, Ewan Price-Thomas having a good start off the tee. And yeah, we sort of look to exit now and build pressure.
Just look at that rain coming in like it's a sheet, isn't it? That's just folding over the top of the players. You can barely make them out in this rain. And, well, the ball's certainly slippery because that's a scuffed kick, an unusual error by Sam Berry.
Option.
And we'll listen and see what the University of Bath elect for.
Just make sure you drive forward and not up.
So scrum on the halfway line after a dodgy kickoff by Sam Berry. But an easy thing to do in these wet conditions. But do you fix that by just kicking long? Both sides have tried to kick very short now. Do you just kick long now?
Yeah, I mean, look, as much as I try and present myself as well, I'm not to say a fly-off, so I don't want to say kicking is not my specialty, as much as I like to think it is. Look, I'd be interested to see how the team's tactics change. Obviously, short kickoffs in this weather will be very difficult for the team receiving it, but obviously it puts pressure on the kicker to really get it on the money. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a shift to kicking long, probably for both teams actually.
Well, that scrum's holding a lot firmer than it has done on previous occasions. And is now out with Price-Thomas, and around again. It is found on the wing for the University of Bath. Is Ollie Sedgwick in space? And the offload back inside to Ted Johnson wasn't gathered by the number 8. Multiple knock-ons and a messy restart from scrum time means we're treated to yet another one, Tom.
I know, as a front five forward, I know scrum's not my favourite thing in the world, but obviously look,
I'm not sure your scrum coach would be happy with that. They are your favourite thing in the world.
Sorry,
there we go.
But look, super important part of the game, as we said, and we can clearly see this game is going to be decided by the scrums there. If Bath get a penalty from that scrum, we kick to the corner, all of a sudden that could be 3 more points. And look, it's important for Met, from Met point of view here, they need to get out of this out there in half and also build pressure back on us. Also from Bath point of view, the quite opposite.
Pressure certainly on, and it'll be interesting to see if this scrum actually holds as still as the last one, because Met, as you can see, are right on their 22-metre line.
Set! Stay down. Yeah,
and they get that ball out quite quickly, and it's in the back lines. Great run from Gus Patterson. Gets the Archers on the front foot, straight off the base of the scrum. And now they fold that in to Joe Cowell, who sets up a nice base for Rory Morgan to clear with.
We're clearly seeing the difficulty of exiting now, aren't we, really? Met taking an extra phase. Very difficult to get out your own half. Oh, they've done well there.
Well, Carrington went to challenge that, and the referee saying he's got a knock on from Bath, so clearly the distraction of the elusive Carrington was enough for the Archers to win themselves some ball further up the field. Mistakes like that, very easy to make though, Tom.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, as a second row point of view, catching kickoffs in the range, very, very difficult. I can only imagine under the high ball being incredibly hard. It's a very specialised skill. As we said, look, leads to more opportunities like this.
Drive straight, stay down. Yeah. Find away from his arm. Yeah.
It really is wow, isn't it?
I mean, I said last week was biblical when Met played Durham, but actually this week I feel like Noah might pull up soon with an arc to take us all away. But until then, we're going to treat ourselves to some BUCS Super Rugby. And this time it's a Cardiff Met penalty.
In and up.
This time Scott Kirk caught out on the loose head side for the University of Bath.
Not now, later, next one, yeah?
Well, so we can clearly see here, a very good contest at scrum time. Obviously Bath got a 2, I think Met have just taken 1 back there. I said, look, it's going to provide the platform all day for the teams.
Oh, I don't think that's made touch. It's going to go out.
I think it has. I think it has.
Wow, lucky for the Archers. I think you're in agreement there. We were both sort of worried that had gone out into the dead ball there. Well, you probably weren't worried, actually. You're probably quite happy.
I think I was more. I just wasn't too sure what was going on, to be honest. I think it just dribbled its way out just in front of the flag. So that's an unbelievable kick, really.
Well, they're right in the corner here, Cardiff Met, and we know how dangerous their forwards are when invited in. And here they set Waddle the target, fumbles the ball, but he fumbles it into his captain.
No, blue leave.
And Bertie Taylor is trying to invite the rest of his pack to join him on the drive towards the try line. Johnson almost giving away a penalty for not rolling away quick enough. Bath need to be squeaky clean here to avoid a try or any form of points conceded to Cardiff Met.
Push.
Cowell to Couch. He's only gone sideways. Great defence from the University of Bath. Bryce Thomas getting involved there. It's on this far side. Oh, the pass is behind Toby Baldwin. Steph Davis just couldn't get it away to his winger, who was in for a certain try. They're all claiming it was a knock-on.
Option, scrum or line.
I mean, look, we can see how intense it is there. If that ball goes to hand, I think he's scoring that into the corner. Obviously, Bath get a hand in the way. I think it's a knock-on, clearly. They've held out, so look, it's really fascinating the way Met are attacking. Obviously, attacking around the breakdown a lot in these kind of conditions, but also you can see the back line very animated when they have to be.
Knocked on in the tackle by the University of Bath. They've chosen a line out. We've already seen how slippery that ball is because Barnaby Water couldn't quite get his hands on it. And maybe they're counting on a bit more luck with a very short line out as well from Cardiff Met. 5 in this one, Tom.
It is. Line out's one of my main things in rugby, being in second row forward. So yeah, 5-man, reduce the numbers. All about that punch to the line out there. That's up to Bath to defend it.
Well, they're trying to get that drive on Cardiff Met. They invite in the rest of their team. Even Toby Baldwin sticks his head in a gap and starts driving his legs. Bath dealing well with the initial shove, and they've broken away. Meters away from the try line, Cardiff Met. And they go sniping around the fringes, desperately looking for a gap, trying to find that way. Trying to find that way forward for a try. Connell Couch.
8 offside.
Inches away, advantage for Cardiff Met as Ted Johnson's called offside. And it's a try for Cardiff Met. Resilience pays off for the Archers. Ewan Guy emerges from the bottom of the pile. But it's Evan Sheldon, the one who's got the ball down for the Archers. And Cardiff Met get back ahead in this game, and they're the first to strike with a try.
Yeah, I mean, look, as we just previously discussed, Cardiff attacking the fringes, drawing the penalty. And obviously, look, when you have that advantage, you feel a lot more comfortable playing. They back that physicality and they got over.
I think we got good pictures at most phases, yeah?
Good score there from the Archers, and the extras are added courtesy of Sam Berry. And the camera focusing in there on Joe Cowell, and you might say, Tom, at the moment the loose head for Cardiff Met is under a little bit of pressure at scrum time, but the last 2 have been okay. But that doesn't tell us the story of the rest of this game between the forwards.
No, not at all. As we know, as we've seen, obviously Bath get the first 2 penalties, then obviously Joe gets one back, so it's going to be a very closely contested battle. Obviously, it's going to be, as we've said all game, it's going to be massively important to see who wins this game.
Straight in the breadbasket of Toby Baldwin there for Cardiff Met. Finally, a kick-off going well for the visiting Archers.
1 touched, all onside.
Everyone's onside, the referee says, so it's a bit of a mix-up and nearly a mistake from Austin Edmonds, but he's found a gap. He's got a friend in Byron Lloyd-Gilmore, brought down by Rory Morgan. Bath starting to piece something together here that could be special, but Ted Johnson loses it forward.
That's right.
I think you had a commentator's curse there.
They were flying forwards at first.
Time's off.
And we take a little break here. Rory Morgan did really take quite a hit there, but a crucial tackle actually from the scrum half, because otherwise, I'm afraid to say Lloyd Gilmore was through for a try.
Absolutely, he's electric. One of the quickest members in our squad, and look, that's a brilliant tackle from the scrum half for Matt.
I will watch that.
Shows a small margin in this game. A little fumble from Austin Evans, then put the afterburners on and he's through.
Give him an inch and he wouldn't have taken a whole mile. He'd have taken the whole pitch here at the Rec.
He is. He's a serious sevens boy. Had a lot of success with the Bournemouth Sevens with the rugby against cancer, alongside a few of the other members of our squad. So yeah, he's electric in open field.
Sports performance student by trade, I'm told, and he's certainly starting to perform well tonight. See what I did there?
That's very good.
Oh. Here we go, after a quick water break for the sides to gather their breath, because it really has been breathless so far. Cardiff Met do have the scrum.
Straight, both of you. Crouch! Bind! Set!
It's starting to creep forwards for Bath, and so Met get rid of the ball. Morgan puts that in downfield. It is straight out, it is! Met will be marched back to exactly where it was kicked from, and that's a big win for the University of Bath.
It is. We can clearly see at scrum time Met really wanted to get that ball out.
Yeah.
Obviously, seems to be a bit of a loss here scrum time at the moment with Bath. So Bath 2, Met taking 1. Clearly want to get the ball out, and there's just a bit of execution.
Now, although Jasper Spanler might not feel exactly at home in these conditions, Tom, he's certainly feeling at home in this pitch because he's been playing for Bath in the Prem Cup, and how great is it that someone like him is back in the squad and back leading these line-outs for Bath?
Look, it's great. I mean, whilst he's had time with Bath, he's an incredibly important member of our squad as well. Oh, he fits in with us and our brothers' culture that we have. And yeah, it's great to have him back.
The redemption run for Ted Johnson, that one's not knocked on, and Kalade collides with the Met defence. Bath working with some brilliant quick ball here. And Kirk's carriers won them the advantage. They've got the free ball. They could try something really special here. Price Thomas tips it on to his forwards once more. Another big carry forwards from James Short, getting right into the thick of it, and somehow Bath might have found a gap.
No advantage coming.
But they found it from an infringement, so we're coming back for the penalty advantage. Points or the corner, Tom?
Oh, excellent question. Personally, I'll take the points here. Or have a go at the shot, I think. I mean, look, it's a game of inches. Oh, see him taking the corner. Oh, that shows all I know, doesn't it?
Well, there we go. If only you could have direct access through to your housemate, because he's gone for the corner. He's taking the University of Bath deep into Cardiff Met territory. This could be an interesting line-out, a chance for the University of Bath to redeem themselves at line-out time.
Absolutely. I mean, look, we pride ourselves in our line-out. And clearly we're going for a move here, lots of numbers in. And we're back our drive game. Obviously, it's a massive way to implement yourself on the fixture.
On their mark.
So I'll be really interested to see how this plays out.
They're on their mark.
Great work from the forwards, but it's brought down and still bursting forwards.
All good.
It's a scramble, a frenzy, and Cardiff Met have come away with it. Steph Davis sends it downfield. Carrington chasing after with all his might. Austin Evans is under some pressure here. Fantastic step from the England 7-star. But that wasn't quite as fantastic, unfortunately.
It really is well there. You can tell the amount of balls going down. These are high quality players. Knock-ons are plenty. But no, really electric run from Austin there.
Loose ball here, and Rory Morgan will tidy that one up. Is this another difficult high ball? It's a huge hit from Brandon Harvey.
Bath just needs to keep calm here. Obviously missed opportunity down the other side, but look, we just get out of our half and pin the ball down. It's up to Met to make that difficult.
Blue in front, wait!
Well,
yes.
Here comes a clearance kick from Price Thomas for Steph Davis to take. Interesting tactic to grubber it along the floor. It's won Cardiff Met a bit of territory, but ideally he would have wanted that to stay in.
Yeah, look, Steph's a quality player. Very good friends with one of my housemates actually as well. But yeah, maybe slightly unorthodox, but he gets the job done. All about territory.
The fact that you're living with Welsh housemates that know most of this Welsh uni really do affirm the fact that everyone in Wales knows each other. You're really selling that to me, Tom. Everyone's friends.
Honestly, it's something I've had to come accustomed with since living with them. I've lived with them for about 2-3 years now. Yeah, they just do seem to know everyone.
Well, here's a line out for Bath right in front of their faithful ultras. Once again, Mackenzie Graham arises to the occasion to take that down for Bath. And Johnson sets up the platform for them to attack from. Scott Kirk.
He's been industrious, Scott Kirk. He's had a good start. He's had a lot of carries, good footwork.
That's an interesting high ball for Carrington to contest, and it's fallen into the arms of Emmons. And Bath take their turn to hack it downfield. Steph Davis needs to tidy that up, but his foot slips into touch. That's a big mistake from the Cardiff Met fullback. That's a lot of territory gain for Bath.
Yeah, I mean, look, difficult conditions, that happens. Slippy foot underneath, but look, from a Bath point of view, you'll be very happy with that. There's good pressure from the kick, and look, we'll see what happens now. Got a good opportunity to launch a strike.
Time off.
Now we've seen Cardiff Met already go down to 5 at the line out, 5 metres out. Have you got anything special up your sleeve from a Bath perspective? Are we going to see 3 people on the line out, 1 person at the line out?
Who knows? I mean, look, I know we've got some things up our sleeve. I'm a big fan of line outs, you see. So look, I know we've got some things up our sleeve that we pride ourselves in our line out, especially our Moore game. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what we call here.
Your forwards coach will be so proud to hear that you love a set pieces, actually. That's what we're finding out today. And here we go.
Yes.
5 metres out.
Yeah, it looks like we're going for a 9-man Moore, something like that.
He's fine.
4 points in it. Could they be 3 steps away from a try? And it's taken down brilliantly. It feels like all of Bath are in that maul. And they are over for the score. The University of Bath have finally got their try. They've been hunting for it for what seems like an eternity. But the work of the pack and the collective brute force of the backs joining them has led it over the try line.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can clearly see a strategy from Met is to sack them all off the bat. We saw them into well-being against Fiji on the weekend. Clearly it's something they've gone after, and they've been very successful first few, but I think we got one there. We kept them up, and obviously if you miss the sack at the start, it becomes very, very difficult to stop. And yeah, we just overpowered them there.
Well, this is a little bit more of a difficult kick for Ewan Price-Thomas. Not impossible for him, though. He's already been pretty reliable with the boot so far this season. Does he practice a lot?
He does.
In your garden at your house as well?
Very, very small garden though, middle of Bath, yeah, not the biggest gardens, but no, he's a very talented footballer. Spent a year out in Hong Kong playing for Sandy Bay, had a great time. And yeah, he's come back, matured as a player. It's traditionally 15. I was in second year, played a lot of 15, but a lot of rugby there. And he's converted to 10 this year, played a lot there in Hong Kong. No, he's a very talented footballer.
Well, if this goes over, I'm sure they'll be able to hear the roars from Hong Kong. And on this occasion, it's not successful.
Yeah, I think I jinxed him there.
We both picked him up. We're both to blame, really, equally, unfortunately. Don't tell him about that later, otherwise he'll never let me commentate on him again. But for now, Sam Berry will get the game restarted. That's a much better kickoff from the fly half, but that's not a very good reception from the University of Bath. A knock on there from Josh Dingley.
Knock on in front.
Yeah, I mean, look, these conditions are awful, aren't they? I mean, I know it's a second row.
Here's another look at that try for the University of Bath as well. This is great mauling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Look, you can see there, number 4 for May went for the sack. Obviously been very effective all game. And from a Bath point of view, we're very lucky there, or very happy there that we got overpowered and we got the try.
The songs from the University of Bath fans are going to ring around the Rec for hours to come, I'm pretty sure, if they can keep their lead.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it might be a lot more than hours. But no, they're great span. We've got a great fan base here. Obviously, both the city and the uni. We live and breathe around rugby. So no, it's a great occasion to have everyone here.
Well, Berry invites Patterson onto the ball for Cardiff Met. Morgan looking at that blindside option with Brandon Harvey. Sheldon tries to bash off the initial challenge from Bath, gains a couple of metres from it, but it's not looking good for the Archers, and as I said, Connell Couch knocks the ball on, and the University of Bath once more.
Carried back, yeah.
Oh, big mistake there from the co-captain Ludo Collade. He holds his hand up to apologise, but because it was taken back into the Bath 22 and sent straight into touch, Cardiff Met once again with a get out of jail for free card. How many of them are you going to give?
I know. I mean, look, it does seem like a very important part of the game, this. Just for half-time, obviously a very good time to score. And it's a line out 22, it's what you want. And I'll be interested to see what Met come out with here.
Well, we are in the final 10 minutes of the first half if we're going off our clock, but of course that's not the clock that matters. What matters is the one on the referee's wrist. And we're not sure how in sync that is, but Bath are in sync because they've won the ball from the Met throw-in. But because it was a knock-on, it's a Met turnover. This is a messy affair at the Rec.
It is, it really is. I mean, look, we had a fixture last year where the heavens opened up, back end of the game. We had a nice start. I mean, look, this has been pretty horrific from the off. So fair play to the boys, both teams. He looks like a bar soap out there.
Yeah, just keep working hard. Make sure we're driving straight, not up. Yep.
Well, I'm looking down to my left as well, and I can see a river falling off at the top of the stands here. That's how heavy the rain is starting to get, Tom. It's not letting up. Scrums are going to get harder. The ball's going to keep being slippy. Is it demoralising as a player when you keep knocking the ball on? How do you actually pick yourself up from that?
I mean, look, from a personal point of view, I love this. I think it's putting me takes it down to a proper physical encounter. We all know the old phrase, the forward society wins the game. I think today, that's more than ever. You just got to get behind your lads. I mean, look, if someone makes a mistake, you just got to get behind them because it's going to happen today.
Fantastic move there from Cardiff Met. Carrington has found himself a bit of space, found himself a gap. It's on here for Cardiff Met. Berry takes it in himself and Baldwin will come off the wing to help clear out. Morgan's seen a gap, but he slips into touch. Very high tackle though. Although we must add, Rory Morgan was slipping, he was falling. That's probably why there's no foul play despite a high challenge. We have seen that in the World Cup, Tom, so it is important to add for those watching at home, yes, it was a high challenge, but because Rory Morgan is slipping under the conditions, he was also falling into the challenge. They've been a little bit lenient there.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he clearly slipped. Obviously, it seemed like in real time it's quite a dangerous thing, but obviously, look, if he's slipping, we saw that in the World Cup. I mean, look, it's sometimes incredibly difficult to get down lower. I don't really like the phrase rugby incident, but sometimes I think it does apply.
And they've gone right to the back, but it wasn't thrown straight. So Cardiff Met have the option here. Tom, I keep using the phrase, I'm going to keep using it as well. Another get out of jail for free card. Have you stashed them away from Monopoly and you're handing them out freely now? Because you can't keep doing this for Matt, surely.
Yeah, I mean, look, we'll be pretty frustrated with that one. I know Jasper prides himself on his darts. He's been very, very good all game. Obviously, given a platform now, be interested to see what they do with it. But I must admit, if you're a Cardiff Met fan, this is what you want. Scrum, 10 metres out on the right hand side. You really want your pack to get a penalty here, play from there and see how it goes.
Just give me some space for it, please. Coach!
Big offensive push there from the University of Bath, but it doesn't happen quick enough. And the Archers are out with Patterson once more. Cowell folds Met around the defence once more. Brandon Harvey trying to see if he can find a hole. That ball is pinging out. Morgan is reacting quickly. Crimp crumbles in the tackle from the University of Bath. And James Short picks it up, carries away, and it's a nice, easy clearance for Ellis Horgan. And all of us in the University of Bath stand can breathe.
Absolutely, look, Alice Horgan, my housemates.
Yeah.
Very good player on the field. Great leadership. Obviously, yeah, get the ball out, reset, go from there. I just want to say, Jasper Spanler making up for his mistake in the line-out, bringing the knock on in the tackle.
Well, Joe Cowles come right up here to give the instructions to Evan Wood. Another very short line out for Cardiff Met. Oh, Evan Sheldon with a lovely carry from the tip by Patterson.
Nice flat pass on the gain line there. Front foot ball from out.
The challenge by University of Bath at that ruck has really slowed down the pace in Cardiff Met's attack, and it seems to be that's how they want to play this evening.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can clearly see how Met want to play. A lot of runners coming off the fringes, attacking our first two defenders. And it's obviously up to Bath to see how we can defend that.
Oh, Gus Patterson couldn't get that ball away, and it's a big challenge on the floor, but nothing for it from the University of Bath. Big physical clashes at the tackle and big clear-outs at the ruck. And Berry finally has the ball. What can Steph Crimp do? Unfortunately, not find much room for the Archers. Berry throws it out wide. Carrington now on the ball with a bit of pace, with a bit of time. Good offload.
I mean, it's unorthodox.
This is worked out for Cardiff Met. It's very unorthodox, but Steph Crimp's going to score.
I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, look, some nice things play off, but look, it's incredible skill from Met to play that off.
I've never wanted to use the phrase more, but that is what you call playing to the whistle and playing with the top 2 inches of your head in rugby, using your brain, knowing the rules, and Cardiff Met come away with a try in the corner. Tom, you're slightly speechless.
I mean, look, I don't know what to say. I mean, it's seen from Bath's point of view, we had them in defence, we shut down their options, we outmatched them up front. I mean, look, I'm a massive fan of heads-up rugby, and that's what that was. A chip in behind, the 9 working hard to get on the ball, and incredible vision. I think it was the 13, I think it was, score in the corner.
Now, we've been wondering where they are all evening long. The Cardiff Met Ultras have finally arisen out from wherever they were hiding after that try. That's certainly one to sing about for a while, and now the pressure on Berry to see if he can get the extras. It's curled in beautifully on that far side. 2 more points for Cardiff Met, 7 in total. Steph Crimp with surely one of the tries of the season from a team perspective. And Cardiff Met lead this clash at the Rec. It's University of Bath 11, Cardiff Met 17. We've got about 2 minutes left to play in the first half. And Toby Baldwin will certainly not want to end the half on that note. That's the definition of a scuffed kick, really.
Yes, I'm sure it's not what they want to look back on. I mean, but look, I mean, this is a massive part of the game, isn't it, really? Just before half-time. Just conceded from a Bath point of view here. Want to try and get some points to the board, whether it's a try or 3 points. And from a Met point of view, look, you got to hold this out.
Yeah, they're clearly wrong.
It's not straight in that line out again from Jasper Spanler. Is this the pressure of the event starting to creep in, or is this the conditions playing havoc with the Bath pack?
Look, I know Jasper wouldn't want me to say things. Jasper would take I'm sure he'd take full accountability for it, but look, we'd be lying if it wasn't about the occasion. The conditions are horrific. I mean, look, I know he's a very nice bloke. I'm sure he'll take accountability for it.
Well, it's an opportunity here for Cardiff Met with about 40 seconds left on our clock, and the referee did say around our 2-minute mark he had the same time. So this could be the way that Cardiff Met close out the first half. So surely, from a Bath perspective, Tom, you go all in, full send on this scrum now.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a massive scrum. Obviously, as I said before, it's all about ending the half well for both teams. Yeah.
And the referee does call time expired. Rory Morgan sends it out into touch. It's half-time here at the Rec, and it's the University of Bath 11, Cardiff Met 17. It's a big half-time score here at the Rec, and we've got other scores from across the league. Swansea versus Exeter has just got started down back across the Severn Bridge in Swansea, and Durham currently lead Nottingham 17-9. Nottingham, one of the only two teams left in this league alongside yourselves, Tom, that are yet to register a win. No other scores available yet from across the league, but we are looking to keep you updated as much as we can. And as we reflect after that first half, Tom, what is your initial reaction to what you've witnessed?
I think it'd be frustration, really. And I do think physically, I think we're on top of them at the moment. I think definitely at scrum time, had a lot of success in our line out and our maul. Just let them slip, really. It's one of those things where obviously Met plays some heads up rugby, took the opportunity they scored. So yeah, it'd be really interesting how the second half plays out.
And I'm just looking out on the pitch here. You can see the groundsmen going around with their forks, pretty more heavy duty than the ones that you'll be having your kebabs with later, I'm sure. But they're trying to repair this pitch desperately because the weather is meaning every scrum you can see exactly where it's been on this pitch because it's digging it up like sand.
It is. I mean, look, it's a proper one for the purists, isn't it? That's what we say. I mean, I'm sure the groundsmen work his magic there. You know, it's a tough game, isn't it? It's been very, very physical. We know what we're going to get with Met, as we said all along. I think so far we matched them. I think the key point of difference so far has simply been Met to the opportunity on the end of 22.
I think the swim team will be joining the half-time team to give you a bit of advice on how to deal with slightly damper conditions for sport. And indeed, there is a little puddle on the far side as well by one of the sponsor boards as well. Does that start to make you think about other plans of attack in the second half as well, Tom? Because what's been attempted so far isn't really working. So do you need to change up how you go forwards?
No, look, I mean, I know the game drivers in that change room will be saying the same thing as me really here. Look, we stick to what we're good at. We know we're good at our set piece. We know it's messy conditions. But look, we've just got to stay in the fight really. We've had some success with our maul. I think our main point of difference here should be to nail the execution in and around our 22, up to the halfway line, and bring those messages on that look, we back our driving game and hopefully get some awards from that.
Well, it's been a first half full of thrills, and there's certainly been some tries to go with it as well. Let's take a look at some of them here. So we've got the full highlights, the full action package from that first half. Tom, take a look at this with me. Give me your thoughts on what you see in front of you, because actually Bath were able to score a great driving maul. Collectively, there's a full 15 really, not just the tight 8-pack.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's a move we've had for a while. We're very proud of our driving game. And look, we got our rewards there. Ewan Price-Thomas there, slotting a lovely kick from 35-40 out. I think we're looking at Met scoring here.
Yeah, so this is the first try potentially for Cardiff Met. A little bit of an extra roll there. Not sure how you feel about that in analysis later on in the week, because I know that they've been tight on that in the World Cup.
That was more of a clear out there. I mean, look, Met clearly targeting our first two defenders. We call them blood cleans. They're really getting around the corner. You see number 4 doing well there. And I think they just overwhelm us with numbers.
Now there's the carry from Ewan Guy that lays it back for Evan Sheldon. He steals it right from the clutches of Rory Morgan.
It's a good finish.
And that's how Met got on the scoreboards early on. Now this is it. This is the beautiful driving maul. Tom, this is your bread and butter.
It is. Look, we love this. This is what we pride ourselves on. I know personally, whenever we score a maul try, it means success in the line-out. You see that Mackenzie Graham, again, another one who prides himself in his line-out work with Josh Dingley. And got our rewards from that, didn't we?
Now this is the silly season try, really. Rory Morgan, onside from the kick, reacts better than everyone else around him, and Stefan Crimp goes in to score in the corner. He turns to the crowd and almost says, what do you think of that? As he's tackled by his own teammate.
I mean, look, I think I looked at you when they scored that. I mean, it was almost happening in slow motion. But look, it just shows rewards of working hard off the ball. Scrum half worked hard for Matt, got the ball, looked up, and that was a very well executed cross kick.
Now, we're going to take a quick break up here in commentary, but we're going to go down to Claire Thomas, because I know that you will have enjoyed this game as much as we have so far, Claire, because what a match!
Thank you so much to the commentary team. I'm down pitchside with Gareth Baber, who's director of rugby system at the Archers. We've chatted about all sorts whilst we've waited for them to shut up and come down to us finally, but I wanted to start with the end of the second half, because You needed that score. It felt like territory was in your favour. You were exerting so much pressure on that Bath defence. And finally, a really opportunistic moment, a fantastic volley on the hoof, and then a really smart cross-field kick. You and Danny Milton and all of the coaches were absolutely delighted with that. Did it feel like that moment was overdue?
Yeah, I think so. We created a lot of pressure in the game. That's what you chase, especially on nights like this. You're almost better to play without the ball at times, and we created that from not playing with the ball, pushing the ball behind them. And ultimately you're waiting for an error from somewhere. We got the error, and actually we capitalised on what we call the scraps. A couple of kicks, and obviously we're doing something which we spotted some space to go in the corner. So I think to round it off in that way is pretty positive going at half time.
You play some sparkling rugby at Cardiff Met. Everyone does, up and down this league. It's one of the reasons that we love BUCS Super Rugby, but sometimes you need to just win ugly to dig deep and to get a result. How much are these conditions teaching the lads that that's what's needed tonight?
I think both teams are going through that. Obviously Bath have exerted some pressure on ourselves, certainly in the scrummage early on in the game. They controlled a bit of territory themselves and capitalised on some errors from us. But yeah, I mean, it is winning ugly. It's going to be about controlling territory, areas of the field, getting into the 22s, keeping the ball, putting pressure on your opponent's side and give you penalties or give you opportunities to finish like we've done. So yeah, that's not very pretty. You're not running tries in from 50, 60 metres, but ultimately that's part of the game as well, and you've got to back yourself in that.
Bath are playing a slightly higher risk strategy, it seems. They're kicking to compete a lot more. We saw that elaborate long line out right on their own try line about 10 minutes ago. Did you ask your team for pragmatism today?
I'm not sure about pragmatism, but certainly you want them to play with smart rugby, and it dictates tonight that the weather has to be in a certain way that you're going to play the game. You can't obviously throw it about, so it's going to require people getting back on their feet after they've been in contact. It's going to be about ensuring that you can recycle the ball that you're taking in. You're not giving up errors, but most intelligent bit of this is going to be playing in the right areas. The game doesn't change, and if you can create that, you're going to create pressure and hopefully opportunity to get points.
And is that why you were so visibly delighted when Steph Davies chipped through that little grubber about halfway through the half to win yourself 15 precious metres?
Yes, we kicked the ball out twice on the full, so you don't want to give opposition the chance to come back into your half and play off your errors. So actually pushing the ball on the floor on a wet night like this, even if it's just in behind that front line of defenders, and you've got a fullback coming onto the ball, it's a very difficult place to get some quality on the next play. So that's an opportunity and a strategy you tend to use, and it was good to see Stefan doing that.
It is properly noisy here. I can hear about 60 to 70% of what you're saying, and it's all fantastic. But let's talk about the crowd and the atmosphere. You had a great turnout when you played Swansea early doors. Plenty descended upon the Arms Park. So tonight is something that your side are fairly used to.
Well, I'm not so much. Obviously, I've only been in this job for 3 months, but I've been pleasantly surprised and sort of somewhat humbled by just the support that goes on in the BUCS leagues. It's really good to see away and home fans celebrating their connection with the universities. The competition is good. There's obviously a high level of intensity, and the fans respond to it. Again, on a wet night like this down at the Rec, great place to be and have that fun.
I'm really intrigued. What else has stood out to you in the last 3 months then? What have been your headlines from dipping a toe into these wonderful waters?
Yeah, I think probably that intensity that's brought to it. That the players recognise who they represent. That's a big part of being in a rugby environment. The camaraderie you see on the field is built from what you represent and who you go and do it time and time again. And I'm seeing obviously good numbers around the place, and some real quality that happens on the field as well. They work extremely hard to be able to put these games together. They're young men on a journey, and ultimately you have nights like this to really find out a little bit more about yourself.
It was a disappointing season by Cardiff Met's lofty standards last year. 7th isn't a place that we're used to seeing the Archers. But the noise from camp this week has been, we are a top 4 side. We want a home advantage come the playoffs, and the plan is to continue stringing together these wins and really do some damage this year. What are you seeing behind the scenes that suggests that those claims are merited?
Well, you can imagine there's a huge amount that goes on behind the scenes, and a big part of that is, keeping people's feet on the floor, making them aware of what it is to be, a performance player, as we call them, what it means to go through a season where you have game after game after game, and how they can understand what that performance looks like. Most importantly, looking after themselves as students as well. You know, there's a lot on their plate, and we pride ourselves on obviously giving them that opportunity in the sport, and also giving them opportunity to study and develop themselves in that way as well.
And in a sentence, because it's getting really loud and there are players out there on the pitch, in a sentence, Gareth, what do you want to see from your team over the next 40 minutes?
Just play in the right area.
Sold. Love it. Team, back up to you in commentary. There's a second half that I think is going to be pretty entertaining coming up.
Thank you very much, Claire. It's going to be a second half for the ages.
Just contact. Dan.
6 points between the two sides on the pitch right now. 7 between them in the table in terms of standings and places. It's anyone's guess of how this is going to play out. Here we go.
Always in.
A little bit of a spill there in the backfield for Cardiff Met, but Steph Davis looks to tidy up, establish a bit more order. You can see the water splashing off the surface of the pitch, even from just the players' footsteps on that far side, Tom.
Yeah, I think IBT had to almost second-guess himself there, running in water. No, I think the first score of this second half is going to be crucial. I think from a Met point of view, if you take 3 points to try, it's going to be hard for Bath to get back into it, but equally from a Bath point of view, you want to get the first score, get yourself right back in the game.
Start the second half as you want to go on. That's probably the message to the teams. The message from you, it seems to be, Tom. And that's a bit of a miscommunicated line out there for the University of Bath, because Met have come away with ball. Morgan sees some space in behind, and the bounce has worked out for him. Lovely territory gain for the Archers. Brilliant kick from the England student. Tom, what's going on?
I mean, look, as we said, the conditions, look, we had a line out, slip ball through the hands. What's happening there, look? Met get the ball, put in the corner, look, pressure back on us. I think it's a game you don't want to have the ball.
3 step for me. Yeah, just come in, make it easier on the hooker.
Well, here we go with the University of Bath bundling forwards.
That's a good carry, Tom Cowan.
Looking for the gap through. The ball's come loose again, though, and once more, who is it? It's Barnaby Waddle with his hands on the ball. He seems to be everywhere at the moment for Cardiff Met in this game. Always in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, it's an industrial game. Look, we can see how hard it is to get out of your half.
Well, Brandon Harvey is stopped in his tracks there. Oh, and there's a break here for Evan Sheldon, and he looks to offload, and the ball is very loose. And it's loose again. Waddle with the ball once more. Joshua Carrington, here he goes. Somehow found a gap from nothing. Brilliant carries forward now for the Met. Fast ball could be crucial. Good counter from Bath, but still they cannot get their hands on the ball, but they do force a knock on. Ewan Guy looks in disbelief. Rory Morgan is very unimpressed. And the University of Bath get the scrum.
So it's ferocious, that breakdown. I think that's Billy Seller there. Yeah, new manager of the squad. They've become very popular, they settled in very well. Yeah, it's ferocious, that breakdown, bringing the turnover.
Sorry. This one.
So we can see how hard it is to get out of your half. I mean, look, we've been in most of the game down to our left, or sorry, most of this half, cranking down next to the left. It's all going to be about how Bath can exit.
You can hear the noise of that 16th man trying to give the extra force and impetus at the scrum. But the referee not happy with the picture in front of him, so we will reset. Joe Cowell not happy on that loose head side. Tom, what do you read from that scrum?
I think it just shows how bad these conditions are, to be honest. You know, the scrums, those first, 2-3 seconds of a scrum, or sorry, first, like Michael saying, the scrum determines the rest of the engagement.
Yeah, on the 15.
And look, it's a very tough day to be a loose head prop, isn't it? Tired today. but very important as well.
Balance before the ball. Coach! Bind! Set!
Ellis Horgan with the put in. Cardiff Met seemingly with the more dominant shove, so Ted Johnson breaks away and loses the ball on the floor.
As I said, look, we can see there, it's so difficult to get out your half. It's a good initial carry from Ted, and lucky to lose the ball on the ground there. And there's an opportunity for Met to get some points.
It was the right reaction from the number 8 there, but unfortunately he just didn't have the ability to execute fully what he obviously had planned in his head. But that's not down to him, that's the conditions continuing to be torrential. And we're going to have time off here because Tom Cowan is down for the University of Bath at the moment. You will not want to lose your co-captain, will you?
No, look, so we got him. So obviously, look, we had a bit of a turbulent pre-season this year. You bring Tom Cowan an example. We had boys going in and out. We've got a very good relationship with Bath Rugby. But I think obviously, given the World Cup this year, the timing of the Prem Cup was quite difficult. We had lads coming in and out. We had coaches coming in and out all the pre-season. So it's really, really good to have him back. He's a very, very good leader among the squad. Someone who won in the trenches with you.
It's interesting you mention it as trenches because it's literally a dogfight out there, isn't it?
It is. I mean, look, we've said it all game, but you can see on the screen there's no sugarcoating this. These are horrible conditions. I mean, there's literally a puddle over there.
I don't think we can call it just a puddle anymore. It's like a little pond that's formed on the far side of the rec pitch. You can see it there in the top right corner of your screens at home.
No, I do feel like it's a very important part of the game again here. Be interested to see, do Met want to keep the ball in, see if they can get dominance up front, and just try and leak out a penalty. Also, they've had obviously a lot of results running the ball today as well, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Well, the last thing Bath want is to let that 6-point lead increase. Here comes Steph Davis, though. Could he get the offload away? No, but Carrington was definitely free on this wing. It's back inside for the Archers. Here they go. Another assault on the University of Bath try line. Brandon Harvey. Bertie Taylor.
No 7!
Desperately looking for a way through. Connell Couch steps inside. His defensive man. Joe Cow flipped up.
Stay.
Here we go with Evan Wood. The Archers trying to find that gap. Ewan Guy, he can't find it, and you can hear the grunt, the physicality from that pitch. Here goes the crossfield from Berry. No one home for Bath or Cardiff Met. But Ewan Guy is still down on the floor here at the rec. I hope it's nothing too serious, but you could hear it on the ref mic. A big grunt, but is that just the physicality of this game that we're hearing?
Look, I hope for his sake he's okay. He's a quality player. And it's never nice to see anyone go down injured. I mean, look, it's incredibly physical, tight around the fringes as it would in this game. Obviously, both teams probably thrive under that. And it's definitely something we pride ourselves on. Obviously, Met as well, very well known for that. And look, Met in the corner there. Whilst obviously we didn't concede any points, still under pressure. So from a Met point of view, you just want to park yourself down this side of the half. And again, as I said, I barely cracked my neck to the right hand side this half.
Okay. There might be distance and interference, okay? Okay.
Well, we've got a bit of time here to have a bit more of a rugby discussion here, Tom. At the moment, things not heading in the right direction for the University of Bath, who are looking for their first win in the BUCS Super Rugby campaign. But from a Cardiff Met perspective, to start off a block of 3 games on the road, a win would be ideal for them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, I don't think we can really hide away from the importance of momentum in this league. I mean, look, we know with BUCS Super Rugby, anyone can beat anyone. We suffered a loss to the hand of Nottingham last year at our place before the playoffs, and then obviously during the year, this fixture last year, we beat the league champions Durham by 30, 40 points. So anyone can beat anyone. And I do think from a Met point of view, it's impressive to start the year. Their tough fixture, the Cardiff clash, is always a big game. So they're a very strong team. I think we always knew they were going to be strong, and they're showing that tonight.
Well, that's not something I wanted to see in this game today. You can't see it on your screens, but Ewan Guy is being helped off the pitch by the medical team from Cardiff Met. He's clearly in a lot of discomfort. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, and we can see the BUCS Super Rugby captain back in action sooner rather than later. For now, it means that Josh Hart is on the pitch, wearing that number 20 for Cardiff Met. And here come Bath with the line out, secured very well. And they come away once more with Ted Johnson. I said in the build-up he'd be looking for those direct ball carries. He has not disappointed me, Tom.
No, not at all. He's known for his ball carrying.
Yep. Inside.
And look, he's got a good spot there. That's a good kick from Ellis Horgan as well.
Yeah.
Really good clearance there from Ellis Horgan.
On the end, please.
Developed in his rugby across the bridge in Neath. So he'll know some of the Valley's tricks that this Cardiff Met side will be trying to bring this evening.
I mean, look, I said Al's messed with him, very, very close with him. Look, we actually walked here today in unbelievably difficult rain. The first thing he said was, it was like being back in Neath, so no, nothing's new from him.
Nothing new for him, but also nothing new for that Cardiff Met side, who of course also play in the WRU Championship and are exposed to swimming pools and muddy conditions regularly. But it's Scott Quirk who's stolen the ball at the line out for Bath. And Johnson gets it out the back to Price Thomas, delays it to Collade beautifully. There's space on that far side. He puts the chip in behind. Confusion for Cardiff Met. Could it result in a try for Bath? Sheer confusion for Cardiff Met. Steph Davis, Barnaby Waddle and others all went for that ball. They're screaming for it out wide. Will they be able to get it there in time? Horgan is wrapped up. Oh, how the tables turn in BUCS Super Rugby. And the momentum has completely shifted. Bath driving towards the try line. Inches away now. Just short.
No, leave red. No.
Spandler. And Peeling, searching, scoring! Jack Bennett for the University of Bath sends the wreck into a pandemonium.
I mean, look, the Jack Bennett who finished that, you say? Yeah, look, he's been a very great, he's been one of our standout players this year. Got experience in England under-20s. And look, this shows, as we said, game your flip on a knife edge. You had Bryce Thomas, lovely delay ball to Ludo. Ludo just threw pressure on Cardiff Met, and we reap the rewards.
Well, and just as we admire that try from Jack Bennett, we can see two front row replacements for Cardiff Met making their way along the near side touchline. Connor Chapman and Ben Murphy look like they're going to be thrown into the fray a little bit earlier than planned, but you never know with tactics of forwards coaches these days, Tom. But what a response from the University of Bath, and with Price Thomas getting this right in front of the post, it could be the lead back in your favour.
Yeah, look, it's exactly what we wanted. As I said, that first score was so important. We took them on physically up front, and then we take the rewards. From that point of view now, it's all about how you react. Well, their kickoffs have been slightly unorthodox, but again, put pressure on us. There's been a lot of scrums, a couple of kickoffs. So if I'm Met here, you want to put pressure on the Bath jumper, get a scrum, and you want to go from there. And it's all about exiting for Bath.
The atmosphere has been electrified, like a lightning bolt striking the wreck. Because the University of Bath are back in the lead. And back with ball in hand for this kickoff.
As we said, look, very, very difficult kickoff to take. I think ball was lost in contact there. And like I just said, game's back on this side.
Cardiff Met a team of wizards, clearly, because they've somehow magicked the ball back onto their own side. But we know how physical Bath will be in defence. Every brother linked arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder, throwing in the challenges.
Yeah, look, it's something we live by. Yeah, being there for each other and looking at players most importantly in defence now.
Brandon Harvey ushered to the floor by Ted Johnson.
Advantage, 8 offside.
And Met have the advantage, unfortunately, because Johnson was offside.
8.
And Cardiff Met could look to take the easy 3 and snatch the lead back off Bath just as they'd obtained it themselves.
Yeah, I mean, look, from a Met point of view, that's exactly what you want. Get straight back in, get some points on the board, kill the Bath momentum. It was like a live wire when that try was scored. So look, it's a game of two sides, obviously, and yeah, they'll be very happy with this.
And the 3 points are what they elect for. Sam Berry lining up his kick. And it's really a gift to Cardiff Met, unfortunately, from Bath to just have the lead back.
Yeah, look, it's something we've talked about this all day, haven't we? We talked about the importance of exiting well. And then, unfortunately, split the ball in contact slightly, and then this is what happens. So look, I think Bath clearly put some replacements on, it seems.
Yeah, we should go.
Ralph Weston, and I think number 22 as well. So that's number 19, Will Jeans, looks like he's about to come on. Ian Davis as well, the scrum half, and looks like Ralph Weston, number 23.
Time off.
3 essential changes potentially for the University of Bath, who have multiple internationals on that bench this evening and will certainly look to use them. And interestingly, Bryce Thomas is walking towards the touchline.
That's not him.
You've got 10 going.
So he's switching on to the wing, which I know is an age grade position he held at Cardiff as well. He likes to brag about how he's picked ahead of Lewis Rees-Zammit, so maybe he can spur a bit of Rees lightning into this fixture for us.
Oh yeah, he loves that, he does. And look, he's a quality player, he's got very good feet. I still insist on quicker than him, but I mean, look, he'll thrive wherever he plays.
Well, that kickoff from Ralph Weston was low, and Cardiff Met have set it into the difficult area, but Austin Emmons dealt with it well, and a spill forward sees Bath back on the front foot very quickly. Big carry from Billy Seller. Huge tackle from Brandon Harvey means that Cardiff Met have the ball back, but the referee is calling them back. There's a bit of afters here, which is why the noise has increased.
I told you, they're all from Wales.
But we'll pause for a second to let this calm down, because that's essentially what's going to happen. Everyone just wants to play rugby, but tension's clearly boiling over because there's 2 points in it, and the game lead, the momentum is changing so fast. Feels like you're watching basketball or ice hockey, not BUCS Super Rugby.
This is one of the best games I've watched in a while. I must admit, physically it's fascinating to see the way the contest is going. Tension's boiling over, we don't like seeing that. Obviously it's something that's not nice to be part of the game, but look, it happens. It's a high intensity sport. Look, I do think the next 5-10 minutes when the replacements start coming on will be very important to see how this game works out. I think it's up to now the leaders in the team. Obviously Ludo, Cowan, for us, obviously the Cardiff Met as well.
No, nor me, it's totally
so
unacceptable.
get behind the players, figure out what you're going to do. Because these next 5-10 minutes are crucial.
Ludo, just stay there, Ludo.
Well, we're going to have a listen in here because Ludo Collade is being called in along with the nominated captain for Cardiff Met, now Ewan Guys, off the pitch.
Right, my AR has players from both sides pushing each other and holding each other on the floor. That is unacceptable. Then the rest of both of your teams running in to then add fuel to the fire is even more acceptable. It stops. Okay, have a quick word, then we're restarting with a scrum.
Referee having no nonsense in this game. He wants the sides to play rugby, not play WWE, Tom, and at the end of the day, that's exactly what we're here for.
Yeah, I mean, look, as we said, we don't want to see in the game, but look, it happens, and ref dealt with that very well. Very clear communication to both captains. And look, as we said, good match to rugby here. You've got Bath 2 points behind. Every scrum like this becomes important.
Gives me a great segue as well, actually, Tom, before we get to the scrum, to mention that the behaviour in rugby has come under a new charter by BUCS. The BUCS Rugby Charter has been signed by not only the RFU, but the WRU and Scottish Rugby, uniting together to help the game, to make it more inclusive, to have it less violent, less intimidating from a fan's perspective, and less violent from a fan's perspective as well. Inviting more people into this BUCS Super Rugby family, and that's fantastic to see, and that obviously starts with the players on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, as you said, it's one of its game for everyone. I think that only goes a long way to helping do that. And we saw Bath get the supremacy of the scrum there. I think there's a penalty advantage as well.
Well, let's see what the University of Bath will do with it. Lovely little show and go there from an unlikely position, but Cardiff Met unfortunately allowing Bath to inch their way further into the 22, but you are right, the penalty advantage coming. So Ian Davis has the ball in hand and he looks to the corner. He's not satisfied with 3, is he?
No, I mean, look, I called the wrong one earlier, so I'm not going to say anything this time.
There's a short discussion taking place, but he is indeed eyeing up that corner of the Rec Stadium.
No, it's big mo in the game, this, isn't it? Bath had a lot of success with that maul in the opposition 22. There's a few adjustments, lines gone astray, so look, he'll want to rectify that now. And yeah, it's all about how Met can manage the physicality of this Bath pack here.
Probably not the distance that he would have been looking for, Ian Davis. However, Bath still have the ball. They still have a chance with this line out. Will we see the 15-man maul again?
Oh, who knows? I'm not sure.
It's a party trick. It only comes out once every now and then.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look, we back ourselves up, Drew. I think you've called it. I think it's a 9-man maul here. So we back ourselves physically, and I think this is a massive test here for Met. If they hold out, all credit to them. That's a big swing point in the game.
Well, because Lloyd Gilmore, Kalade and Short are all at the back of that line out, ready to add their weight. Unfortunately, the ball isn't retained to be able to set up the maul, but they're there nonetheless and flying in to make that initial hit. With Sheldon once again from Cardiff Met, but breaking free towards the line come the brothers of Bath, and they win a huge penalty.
Look there, we see attack at the fringes. Will Jeans with a great carry, rode the first contact. We always talk about meters post-contact. I think it was Jack Bennett coming around the corner with a heavy carry as well. So look, it's great to see the young guys, the team driving it, and we get physically, we get the rewards there.
Will Jeans is, I want to know what he just drank before he came onto the pitch, because he's electric, he's on fire at the moment.
Yeah, look, very, very physical boy. Yeah, good, one of the good lads, one of the good boys in the squad. Plenty of experience for Bath. Yeah, so look, he's very, very physical, prides himself on his physicality. And yeah, look, we all saw it there. Very, very dominant carry, got us on the front foot, and ultimately that's what leads to the penalty. It's a very simple game sometimes.
One of the few that have, one of the many that have been with Bath Rugby system since the age of 13. I got told that nearly your entire squad has been with them since the age of 13 by your chairman, JT.
Yeah, look, I mean, you touched on it there. As you said, it's a brilliant partnership that we have. From a personal point of view, for those of us who haven't been contracted, it's great to be exposed to all of them. It's great to be exposed to all the lads who have the professional experience, who are obviously in close contact with some high quality players. Obviously Finn Russell's coming to train with Bath, and some of these players are obviously training with him, and all that does is rub off on us. So
we're having a bit of a stoppage here because the Cardiff Met away fans that have travelled here today are not sitting down at the steward's request, but they are starting to sit down now.
Okay, thank you.
Bath in their bucket hats are already sat on their seats. Very well behaved boys that we have here at the University of Bath, clearly, Tom.
Yeah, I think we're being told to sit down as well, but I mean, we see how it goes.
Right, here we go. They were calling desperately for a scrum from the sidelines, and we're just waiting for that to start.
Time on. Scrum option. Yeah.
Let's go, Scotty! Let's go, boy! Let's go!
I'm going to come this side. You're
I mean, look, if you're Bath, this is what you want.
Scrum
on the opposition 5.
Must stay square.
Obviously on the left-hand side as well, I mean, you've got the threat of the 8 pick, you've got the 8-9. Obviously got that big old blind side you've got to defend if you're Met, and obviously first and foremost you've got the scrum.
It's a big moment for Bath as well, because if they get the try, it kind of forces Cardiff Met to not settle for 3 points next time they have an attacking chance. They have to go all out, and they have to get the 7 to be able to respond.
Completely agree. Look, it all starts with the scrum. Look, if you're Bath, you want something from this.
Well, Ted Johnson's digging, and he's running on his own. He's just short off the line. But Bath are over!
Score that.
The brothers are over thanks to Scott Kirk. The loose head has been brilliant for the brothers in this game, and he's given every everything to finding that try.
Yeah, he's one of the stand-up players today. I think we all know how important the scrum is. We've mentioned it all the time, and look, he's got his awards there. I think it's very rare for a loose head prop to get the plaudits, but he deserves it there. An industrious all game, footwork before contact. I think he's taken a well-earned rest here as well.
It's getting interesting here in the stands because not only are the Bath Rugby players who are here cheering on their team making noise at the Archers, but the rest of the stand, the university are now joining in making noise against the Archers. This is, without doubt, one of the biggest atmospheres we've witnessed in BUCS Super Rugby for a long time.
Yeah, look, I think I don't know the time where they're seeing because they're nowhere near all the Bath Ultras. So I think they're having to go at some family, it seems, which is probably not ideal. And similar with us, so look, it's an unbelievable atmosphere. You can't really ask for anything more, can you?
I don't know how, but Scott Kirk is making his way back. He's somehow still got petrol in the tank. University of Bath 25, Cardiff Metropolitan 20 in BUCS Super Rugby round 4. And that's a beautiful clearance click for the brothers. And before we talk about what might come next, some score updates from the rest of the league. Durham still 17-9 up against Nottingham. Loughborough are 17-10 up against Cardiff. Only one try unit in that fixture in the Midlands. Swansea are 7-all with Exeter. And of course, once we find out more information across the league, we will endeavour to keep you updated. But at the moment, our focus is on the wreck, the rumble at the wreck, if you will, because it's been nothing short of physically brilliant to watch. Ted Johnson now off the line out.
I mean, look, we're seeing how important set pieces here. Met ball goes down, gets stolen brilliantly by Mackenzie Graham.
Dangerous.
Massive pressure.
Dangerous high ball from Ian Davis. Toby Baldwin brought down. Bath throwing everything, including the kitchen sink at that ruck, but somehow Met keep possession.
19, leave, blue!
Now Scotty Kirk again on that chase.
19, leave!
Rory Morgan with the clearance kick. And it's good enough to get Met almost up to the 10-metre line. There are players down, puffing, trying to breathe in as much oxygen as possible, trying to fill that tank back up again. And cramps starting to kick in as well because, Tom, everyone's throwing everything at this game.
Well, look, there's bodies everywhere, aren't there? I mean, look, if you're Met, I mean, you're under pressure, but look, you've had a good exit there. And it's all about set pieces, I said. Mackenzie Graham, obviously with his line and steals, got one there, and you can see the consequence of that. We get the ball, pressure back on Met, ball bounces, and all of a sudden they're in their own half. So look, it's a very important line out again. Let's see what Bath can do.
I can see it through the crowd. Zach Giannini starting to warm up on this near side touchline as well. Wales under 20, of course, great experience to bring off the bench for Bath, and of course knows the likes of Cowell and Chapman very well from the Cardiff Met team from their days at the Vale training together.
Yeah, he's a very good player, Zach, very popular member of the squad. Self-proclaimed best gamer in the squad, I think, as well, so yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Brilliant carry from Ted Johnson once more off the line out. And Ian Davis sends this one sky high. It'll come down with snow on. And it almost came down to the hands of Josh Carrington. But it's anyone's ball. And Met win that counter ruck. And they will break away with it as well with Steph Crimp. Morgan ushers in his forwards. Joe Cowell.
It shows how tricky it is under that high ball, isn't it? Ralph Weston sends one up. And look, mistakes come aplenty there.
Well, Rory Morgan decides to send it high himself. He's challenging Davis there in the backfield. And it's going to come back for Sam Berry. He's got a bit of time here, the Met fly half. And that's not an awful clearance kick for Cardiff Met. And the teams will meet pretty much just on halfway.
Yeah, I mean, you must admit, if you're Met, you're happy with that outcome, really. What's he doing that one? I don't know if it's going the other way. Yeah, look, Ten's done well there, Sam Berry's done well there. Off the left as well. I mean, look, there's big pressure on that kick. The Bath here, it's all like getting in the right areas.
Blue, let's go!
Ball for Bath off the line out. And it's in the backfield. Brilliant work from Cohen.
Carry back.
Lovely high ball now from Raf Weston. Where's that going to land? Well, it's landed in favour of Cardiff Met, but everyone, including the ball, is sliding everywhere on this pitch.
Miller, we're seeing how difficult this is under the high ball. Looks like Met have numbers on this right-hand side.
Oh, they had the break on that far side, but they spilt the ball.
I jinxed them there, didn't I?
You did. And I can see you smiling. Don't try and hide that.
Oh, absolutely not. No, I mean, look, for Met there, you've got to be frustrated with that because there were numbers there. I mean, look, we're seeing how difficult it is. Met really are under the cosh at the moment. They're actually riding out fairly well, given the momentum that Bath are currently having.
Time off.
There really are bodies everywhere. From Met point of view here, look, they fronted up physically well. As I said, they've handled the last 5 minutes fairly well. You've got to survive this, get away with no points. Obviously, it's Bath ball. And if you're Bath here, or there's changes coming on now, it's all about executing points because you want to get outside that one score range.
Yeah.
We did say it'd be close, didn't we?
We love a close match, and anyone could win in this scenario currently because that is the beauty of BUCS Super Rugby. That is why it is the greatest league in the land and why this game has been an absolute treat to enjoy. Everyone taking the moment to take on water because Tom Cowan is down receiving some treatment from the University of Bath medical team. He's like the Terminator. He's been down so many times in this game, but he just keeps up and just keeps fighting for his brothers.
Yeah, he's one of the toughest blokes in our team. They're really a massive workhorse, won't stop going for 80 minutes. So fair play to him. He's had a great game today, and I'd love to see him close out the game.
Well, the referee's just bringing the players in a little bit from that touchline because, as we've seen from the puddles forming on the far side, it's sopping out there. And traction will be difficult at scrum time now, especially with the amount of water collected on this pitch. So do you change the way that you drive or set yourself at scrum time?
It's all about obviously that engagement, make sure you don't get too long in the engagement. From a second row point of view, you've got to get your feet forward. But it's a good strong scrum from Met there, holding it there, forcing Bath to use the ball.
Well, here come Bath now out in the backfield. Davis's pass to Collade probably wasn't as sympathetic as it needed to be.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that's a fairly big moment in the game. I do think Bath could have, if we got a score there, could have held out. Obviously, they had an opportunity to Met to clear their lines. Zach Giannini comes on.
Here he comes indeed, Zach Giannini on.
Three's off.
And big Billy Seller makes his way off the pitch. He can hold his head high with the performance he's put in today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, it's his first season with us. He's settled in really well. As you can see by the cheers he's getting when he comes off. He's very proud of how he's done today. And look, I think it's Archie Stanley coming on as well. Another experienced head, been with us a while now. Very, very strong scrummager. Coming off of Scotty Kirk, who I think has been absolutely brilliant tonight.
You stay square, okay?
What changes in the front row for the University of Bath? Scott Kirk, who could prove to be the decisive try scorer, is off. He's done his job, potentially putting his hand up for a player of the match nomination. But I'll come to you for that for the last 5 minutes. You've still got time to think about that, Tom, don't worry.
I think it's going to very much depend on who wins the game.
Well, Met under pressure at scrum time, and Bertie Taylor looked to get it away quickly, but unfortunately knocked it on in the process to get it to his teammate. So we will reset in a similar position for another scrum. But the only change this time is that Bath have the ball.
Look, we talked about him, didn't we? Archie Stanley and Zach Giannini. It's unbelievable competition in our loose head and tired positions. And look, they've come on and done an absolute job on the Met pack there. It's a big, big moment here. If Bath can get some points, take him outside that 3-point range, then you start to feel more comes up from the Bath point of view. And also from Met here, it's all about holding out. They need to get out of that half. And it starts the scrum. But look, it's great to see Archie Stanley and Zach Giannini having a good impact. Been a lot of scrums in there.
It's been scrummy to watch, really. I know your forwards coach will appreciate that. I know your forwards coach will appreciate that. That's why I mentioned it. He'll love the fact that you love your set pieces. He's straight back in the squad.
Absolutely, mate.
Well, with another scrum reset, let's actually talk about yourself, Tom. You are out at the moment with an ACJ injury to your shoulder. What's the time frame look like on recovery to that? Because you did get the good news that you won't need the op.
I did, yeah. I was pretty frustrated. I was very pleased to play the first 2 games. Unfortunately, got a little bit of a freak injury on the Saturday in training. I popped down to Cardiff yesterday. Martin very graciously took me to Cardiff. Yeah, so saw someone there, they said we need the op, which is very good to hear. Looking like 6 weeks, something like that. So not too bad, but pretty frustrating to miss out on occasions like this. But look, I'm just really happy to see the boys enjoying themselves and hopefully doing a job today.
Who knows what this table will look like in 6 weeks' time and what these teams will have accomplished. It's a square scrum at the moment, referee calling for it to be used. There might be a straight reset, but actually Rory Morgan again with some initiative has pounced on it and booted it up the field. Bath rushing back desperately to try and hold on to this ball.
And we said it was an important scrum, didn't we? Yeah, I think that's the right option from Bath.
James Short sends the kick in behind because there's not many people there. Joe Cowell scampering back to try and collect the ball.
That was exceptional work rate from the loose head prop. Just dealt with the scrum there. So fair play to him, that's a very good work rate.
He slid along there like a water slide. It was majestic to watch, and Cardiff Met have a chance now with Steph Davis on the ball. He's isolated there, and he's lost the ball. Penalty awarded to the University of Bath.
Hey, look there, we see the impact of replacements there. Will Jeans, an exceptional tackle. Mackenzie Graham over the ball. I love you, Bath here. What do? Do you take the sticks? Or take time out of the clock, have a go? Or do you see back in the corner?
Well, 3 points on this scoreboard. I know everyone's very well rugby educated, but I'm going to lay it out. 3 points on the board here would send them 28-20 ahead, out of reach of a converted try for Cardiff Met, with just over 10 minutes left on the clock. So that could be the icing on the cake for the University of Bath party here at the Rec.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, there's bodies everywhere there, really. It's been a very, very physical game. I mean, look, I think we're going points or corner there. Points.
Well, coming onto the pitch now is number 21, Evan Jones. Huge effort today from the co-captain, Tom Cowan. You can hear the reception that the open side flanker has had coming off the field. He's really thrown his heart and soul into today, and hopefully it will pay off, because this could be the decider.
I was going to say quiet, this goes.
It's just wide, unfortunately. The flag stays down from the linesman. It's still 25-20 in favour of the University of Bath in BUCS Super Rugby round 4 action.
Behind the kick.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just want to touch on Evan Jones coming on there. Again, look, we talk about that partnership with Bath, but equally, look, you come to university, you come play rugby.
No.
Last year, worked his way up from like for the freshers to the threes, and look, found himself playing this game. So I'm very happy for him.
Brandon Harvey, again the first up there, again making the tackle to bring down Bath. Huge hit going in on Will Jeans. Despite the 19's best efforts, he couldn't find a crack in the Cardiff Met defence.
Yep.
Steph Davis tidies up the spilled ball from Carrington, but again, Bath looked to have won the penalty, looked to have won the turnover through Austin Emmons.
That's just Banner there throwing his way around. Does feel close, this one, doesn't it?
I can hardly contain my excitement, Tom. The kick sent in, back into the backfield. Austin Emmons is there, and he looks to return the favour once more. Rory Morgan, he's on the ball, and he's got some steps.
If you're Matt here, you want to play cool, calm rugby, get yourself out your own half.
Big hit going in on Josh Hart. Big moment there in the University of Bath's defence, because that stopped the momentum now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, to make it soft and Zach, see what Matt are doing here, want to move the ball. There is space there.
Steph Crimp has seen the space, the kick's up, is it going to go straight out? It is, and Cardiff Met will be marched back once again. Another kick not quite working out for the Archers back line.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, look, Met just can't get out of the half, can they? I mean, look, some players coming off, and these two players in such for Cardiff Met have been very good today. But look at that, I think you've got to execute those kicks.
Well, Joe Cowell is now off the field, so too Barnaby Waddle. And Eddie Erskine is there, making his way on the pitch for Bath.
Yeah, I think Jack Bennett's been exceptional today. Yeah, look, using experience of Bath in the 20s. He's carried his way around really well today, been good at the line out as well. And obviously Eddie Erskine coming on some more international experience.
Eddie Erskine will be disappointed he didn't make the starting 15 despite being part of the team that went up to Durham last week. And he, as you say, he brings with him a host of international experience, none less than an under-20s World Cup with Scotland. I mean, having people like that at this stage in the game where you're trying to close out for a victory against fierce rivals, you couldn't ask for any better.
No, not at all. I mean, look, I think it's just testimony to the depth in our squad. Look, we've still got players out in these positions. We've still got players playing here.
Yeah, they're on their mark.
And look, we've got a lot of competition, but we use it. You know, it's not something it's not personal, never is in our team. Use it to get each other better.
Testament to the BUCS Super Rugby League as a whole. The future of rugby's giants are here, and they're playing at the Rec this evening. Ball won by Bath, but spilt.
First blue, then red.
I mean, look, I think it was knocked on by Bath first. This feels big, I must admit. I've said it a lot tonight, but look, this is what scrum for Met here. If they can get a penalty, get a platform to get a try, because look, they need 7 points. And if you're Bath, you've got to keep Met down here. The longer you stay down here, the harder it's going to be for them. The more they're going to have to try and move the ball in these wet conditions.
Mackenzie Graham, the one that knocked the ball on there at the line-out. I mean, the man who looks like your team Viking in a way. He's been a go-to at the line-outs.
Yeah, he's a good, really good lad, Mackenzie Graham. Very good player to play alongside. Obviously, this time last year, scored an exceptional try at the Rec in the corner, bot corner over there. And look, it's exceptional to have him with us.
Bind! Set!
Well, penalty to Cardiff Met at scrum time. Unfortunately, the bolstering of the pack with Zach Giannini coming on hasn't quite worked out for the University of Bath. And so Met send this one into touch around the halfway line.
Yeah, so here we go, line-up time. It's all about set piece. I know for Bath, we're going to get in the air here. Obviously try and disrupt and get the ball, because obviously as a hooker, probably one of the worst conditions to play in. And for Met here, I think they're going for a 4-man. Or 5, 4, 5, whatever. But look, they need to get execute here. They need to get down in the other half.
Now, Tom, we mentioned earlier about how you'll have to decide on player of the match, and you said that depends on who wins. So give me one name from either side you're considering at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look, if I talk about Bath here, I think Scotty Kirk's been exceptional tonight. I also think Tom Cowan's throwing his weight around. I do think the halfbacks have controlled the game very well. And I think for Cardiff Met, the standout has to be Brandon Harvey. Well, as a second round myself, look, I can see the industrial work he's done. A lot of it gets unnoticed. And yeah, look, I think the centres have played well for Met as well today. So look, we'll have to see what happens.
We will have to see what happens. Now that line out, replacement Gethin Cannon with his first action of the game, secured ball for Cardiff Met that they've built a strong foundation of to start another surge towards the Bath line. It's another setup for a box kick as well from Rory Morgan, but a penalty after Bath ignored the referee's wishes and Morgan breaks free. Where's the support from his Cardiff Met team? It arrives.
Good support again.
Gethin Cannon over to secure that ball, making a big impact. The Dragons and Wales 18s. Second rower already since coming off the bench. And there he is, Brandon Harvey, locking on to drive his teammates forwards. A potential for player of the match if he can help his side get over the whitewash.
No blue leave!
And back into the lead.
God, it really is on a knife edge, isn't it? I mean, look, 1 o'clock saying 5 minutes left. This is the game, isn't it, really?
The pick and go seems to be working well here for the Archers, but they need to make sure that they don't get isolated, as Bertie Taylor almost was.
19!
I mean, if you're Met here, you want a penalty, don't you, really? You want a penalty, just a bit of confidence to play the ball. Because I'll tell you what, I don't think they're going to move the ball far.
It's out in the back line, it's over the top potentially for Carrington. It's missed everyone who went to challenge for it.
2 knock-ons.
But the first knock-on came from Carrington, the second from the University of Bath.
Red, then blue.
So it will be a scrum down to the University of Bath. Only metres away from their own line. Hair-raising moments there. Very nerve-wracking times.
Absolutely. I mean, look, just as I said, they weren't going to move the ball. They're chipping the ball over the edge. So look, it's a massive scrum, isn't it, really? May just got the ascendancy over there. I think that's Zach Giannini down as well. I hope he's not injured too badly. So look, if you're Met here, you've got to go after this.
Now, I know we've still got a few minutes until the end of the match, and the winner is yet to be decided, but from your nominations, I need a player of the match from you, Tom.
Look, I mean, look, I don't want to prove wrong if Met take the win here today, but I'm going to go off how it is right now, and it has to go to Tom from Bath. I think Jasper Spanler's been very, very good today. And I think the 9-10 for Bath, both the ones who started and the ones who come on are very good. But I think after the Scotty Kirk, he's been exceptional in the loose. And obviously his fundamentals of scrum time have been exceptional as well. So look, Scotty could be my player of the match.
Time on.
Scott Kirk, potentially player of the match. Well, some would say that he is the one that gave you that game-winning try, so thoroughly deserving of it. Big congratulations to Scott Kirk. Can his brothers from Bath close out the game in his honour almost?
I can't even watch this, man. It's a close game, isn't it?
Leave him.
The call to use it has been shown by the referee. Ted Johnson goes on his own and gets the offload to Kalade. Off the floor once more.
Onside.
This is fearsome stuff, and it was good hands from Evan Jones, but now it's Bath being marched back into their own 22 after kicking it straight into touch.
I mean, look, if you're Bath here, or Met here, you've got to get your boys around you, because this is the game. I've said it many times, but look, the crunch all comes down to this. One line up, how good's your set piece, how good's your defence, how good's keeping calm under pressure.
On the line, blue, red, in.
Bit of a miscommunication there at the lineup for Cardiff Met. But again, another get out of jail for free card distributed by the University of Bath. Means Cardiff Met get the scrum put in right on the 22.
Right, I'm going to say it one more time. This is it. This scrum is massive, isn't it, really? I mean, look, if you're the boys of Bath, you're Stanley. I mean, Jasper's done a fillet here, but look, Stanley and Ginny need very, very experienced players. I mean, Zach, what you said, what, under 20s, had experience playing for Neath as well. And look, now Archie Stanley, very experienced head, but has spent a lot of time with Bath. So look, the challenge here. Can you get an advantage from the scrum to play the ball? And if you're in the back, I know it's horrible weather, but look, you've got to find something.
We're a bit far away.
Referee not happy with the scrum picture. So we will get a reset. With about 90 seconds left on the clock. 90 seconds separates the University of Bath from their first BUCS Super Rugby victory of the season. And could it come in their first home game? And what a special stadium to potentially secure it into. Kean Richard went digging for the ball. He's been caught off guard by the University of Bath. Gethin Cannon now being ushered back by Jeans.
It's all about discipline for both teams here. If Met can hold the ball, you never know when you get a penalty and play from there. From Bath's point of view, you've got to force the error.
Richards offloads it onto his forwards once more, but Met are bundled back in defence. Spandler still running on all cylinders. And that's a loose pass and a secure ball for the University of Bath. Time has expired. The game is theirs. The University of Bath have a BUCS Super Rugby victory.
I mean, look, what can I say? I mean, it's an exceptional game. I'm pretty happy that I picked the right team, to be honest with you. I was worried there that Met were going to win. They'd really the man of the match. Now, look, I'm delighted, I'll be honest. We've had a really turbulent start to the year, with a lot of people saying a lot of things across the league about us. People writing us off left and right, but look, we're pretty happy with the statement here, and hopefully we'll be able to carry it forward.
Ecstasy at the Rec, redemption for Team Bath. The brothers have bundled together and taken the victory here at the Rec. This is an historic stadium and an historic announcement. The University of Bath are back in BUCS Super Rugby. They've got their victory. Only one side left that haven't claimed one, and it is no longer Bath that are part of that party. And of course, Tom, your player of the match, the one who secured it for you, Scott Kirk. What a performance from him.
Absolutely. I mean, look, while I labelled him, I think the whole front row for Bath, I think Jasper Spandler playing it for Leeds is exceptional. And there's heroes all across the team, aren't there, really? As I said, I think a lot of people wrote us off before this. Saw Met coming down, we saw on all the in-scum polls we were losing. I mean, look, you see the two captains embracing there, Ludo and Cowan. I think they're both exceptional. So yeah, I'm really proud of the boys today.
You can hear the noise, it's just unreal. I've said it already, this is one of the best atmospheres we've probably witnessed in BUCS Super Rugby for a long time, and it's come at the right time for the University of Bath. 25-20 that final score. Special mention though to Cardiff Met. They won't go away empty-handed. That's a losing bonus point, and points on the road are still points.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I take absolutely nothing away from Met. I'm sure they'll be very to have a go at us back at their place later in the year. I mean, look, as we said, we always give them a good game. They always give us a good game. I think Brandon Harvey was exceptional tonight. I can really respect the work he's done there. I mean, look, I think the whole front row for Met were good as well. I mean, look, 5 points, wasn't it, really? That could have gone either way. Obviously, I'm delighted, but look, I take nothing away from Cardiff Met. They're an exceptional team. Yeah, I mean, the crowd are going crazy, aren't they?
Well, just look at the smiles on that screen and what it means to the University of Bath. They go and join their fans in celebration. And indeed, there will be celebrations long into the rest of the week. Apologies in advance for all of the 9 a.m. lectures tomorrow.
Yeah,
might be missing a few people.
Yeah, I won't be going tomorrow, I imagine.
Wow, what a game of BUCS Super Rugby action. And here are some score updates for you from across the league. Durham seemingly have closed out the game against Nottingham. 26-7 was the latest from them. Loughborough 22, Cardiff 10. Swansea still 7-all last we heard from them, with Exeter down back across the Severn Bridge, and Hartpury extending their lead against Leeds Beckett at home. They're up 21-7. And that's the news we have for now. And look, there's another man who's been key. Zach Giannini coming off the bench. Another one to bolster the physicality of the University of Bath.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I think he's shined his head there. Yeah, no, he's been exceptional. Really prized himself with his scrummage and had a few injuries through the start of the year. No, it's really great. I mean, look, we've got a really tight group here, as I said. And look, you can see how much it means to all of us. As I said, we had a really quite difficult pre-season. And yeah, I think there's some trophy presentations now.
What does this mean to the University of Bath for your season now, Tom? Because this is a real turning point, surely.
Oh, look, absolutely. I must admit, it's the first time we've had a bit of stability for a few weeks. We were really disappointed with the result against Beckett. We looked in the mirror, we asked some really tough questions, and look, I'm really glad we came out top tonight. I think we did deserve the win, I think overall. I think Met were exceptional, as I said. I think physically they really tested us. And look, they're going to be one of the top four this year. I think it's pretty clear to see. But look, we'll be delighted with this result, and hopefully we'll have it turn our season around.
Will you be up there with them in that top four, Tom?
Look, as I said, I do think that, look, we back ourselves. We really do think we're the best team here. We think when we get our process right, we get our physicality where it needs to be, we don't see why we can't beat anyone. And look, I'm sure Met think the exact same. We got on top of them tonight, but look, it's going to be a long season. Squad rotation's massive. And look, we're just delighted to get the win tonight.
Squad rotation massive indeed, and every single member of that team played their part. There is one of the co-captains, Kalade. He was vital in the performance as well, because your backs were exceptional, and the fact he was able to stay on the pitch for the full 80 and be able to bring the same energy as minute one, that's commendable.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I think the higher level rugby you're playing, the higher you go. I think you realise just how important what sort of agency and people are, individual players are in the team. I mean, look, this is a very, very high level rugby, and having people like Ludo around with experience playing against the Barbarians, playing for Harlequins, playing with the likes of Joe Martin, it's massive for us. It's massive, and look, it rubs off on all of us. We're a very, very tight group, as you can see here. We'll stay tight tonight over the next few days. And look, I said, all the best for Met for the rest of the year, and I know look, we'll enjoy this tonight.
Well, Bath just lining up for a little team photo all together. This means the world to them as they think about another home tie next week against Hartpury. Let's talk about this presentation, Tom.
Oh, look, I'm going not to be down there. Look, it looks amazing. Look, I'm so happy for them. We work so hard. We're up every morning at 6 o'clock on a Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, game on a Wednesday. I think we were up at 4:30 in the morning to travel up to Leeds Beckett. So look, it does feel like we're getting the rewards for our hard work here.
The early mornings and the long days are worth it when you get to enjoy moments like this in BUCS Super Rugby, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, I'm so proud of them, as I said. I know what a lot of these boys have gone through. So yeah, I'm really, really happy for them.
Well, no, there's many people in this stand who are just as happy as you, Tom, because this really is the turning point for the University of Bath.
I'm going to say his name, Sam Mercer. He won't let me saying it, but he's an exceptional singer, and he's going to sing him now.
Well, let's see if we can hear him. the songs will ring out long into the night here in BUCS Super Rugby. Tom, I'm going to get some final thoughts off you before you disappear and join in with the celebrations. What moments have stood out for you that are going to be taken forward into next week's tie with Hartpury at home?
Look, we know what Hartpury are going to bring. Very, very physical team, very, very set-piece dominant. And look, I think the way our scrum performed today, I know we had a few issues against Becker last week, and I think that was really impressive today. I thought our line-out was very, very good. So I think that's the main thing we'll take into next week. And also it's the sheer passion and, you know, the work rate we showed for each other.
Well, Tom, just to let you catch your breath, let's try and take a look at some of the best moments from this game. We've got the full highlights to run through of every moment because this match is memorable and we deserve to watch it back.
Yeah, I mean, it shows how important these 3 points are, isn't it? It's not an easy kick. So much I give him stick for his kicking, look, he's done exceptional tonight. I thought Johan Price-Thomas performed very well off the boot. And look, here we go, Cardiff Met scoring here. They did challenge us, I must admit, they definitely challenged us around the fringes. And we like that, you see, we knew what we were getting into today. We knew it was going to be a proper test, proper man test around the fringes. And look, fair play to them, they're a very, very good team. And we're very happy to get the result we wanted tonight.
It's moments like this where Cardiff Met were on the front foot that they had the momentum really in the game. And of course you can see the try there eventually coming for Evan Sheldon, and great moments like this for the Archers. But moments like that are actually what brought Bath together, isn't it?
Absolutely, look, I mean, as I said, we've had a difficult season, so when you concede tries early in front of what, 7,000, 8,000 packed out home stadium, it's going to rattle you, it is going to rattle you, and look, I think we've responded really, really well. We clearly got behind each other, we've got a lot of leaders in that group, we've got a lot of experience now as well. And yeah, so we're really happy to get the result. Just want to look at this try, I want to see what happened. He kicks on the full, doesn't he?
He does indeed, and Roy Morgan was behind at the kick, but in the right place at the right time to gather that ball, send it out wide for Stefan Crimp. And he's the one that gets the try, unfortunately tackled by his teammate, but all part of the glorious celebrations, I'm sure. And now here we are into the second half. This, the first of 2 big tries for the University of Bath. The first one coming from that dominant figure in the back row, Jack Bennett. And you can see what it meant to them straight away. And Bennett's another one that really stands out in this squad, isn't he?
Look, absolutely, he settled in really, really well. I mean, look, it's very intimidating coming to the squad. I mean, look, obviously they have the Bath connection, but look, we discussed it as a group. It's so important to stay together. Doesn't really matter. Honestly, when you put on this blue jersey for us, we're all part of the same club, doesn't matter where you're from. And he settled in really well, scored a brilliant try.
And then Scott Kirk obviously got the winner. And speaking of Scott Kirk, I'm going to say goodbye to you, Tom, goodbye to everyone at home, because Claire Thomas has been able to grab the player of the match, Scott Kirk.
Indeed, I'm joined by Scott Kirk. I had to haul him away. There was a trophy to lift, there were photos to get, there were songs to sing. But now that the blood pressure is lowering, you've managed to bag yourself a try, a heap of scrum penalties, the first win of the season, and a win in front of an enormous crowd. You must be delighted with the way that you went tonight and the whole team.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy. I'm very proud of us too. I think we've worked hard. We deserve it. You know, three long trips away, and then to come bounce back like this, terrible weather. Yeah, I think it just shows a bit of us and our character. So yeah, over the moon.
Is the hope that this will be a bit of a turning point, and we've seen 3 L's in the columns and now we've got a W, and hopefully there will be some more to come. Do you think this could be a shot in the arm for the Blue and Golds?
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, we said to each other that this was going to be our bit of a run. So yeah, we're starting off well, and hopefully we're going to continue and push for the top.
How much of a difference did the support make out there tonight? Because the weather certainly wasn't on your side, but the stands were.
Oh, huge. You know, it helps when you look over and you see a mate shouting for you. So yeah, no, they've been great.
I don't know how much of a scrum pig you are, so you don't have to get too technical with me if you don't want to, but it certainly looked like you had real ascendancy in that area tonight, both because of Met struggling to get the ball out, perhaps sometimes on their own footing, but also you were winning penalties. And in conditions like this, territory is absolutely vital. How well did that set piece go?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised myself. It didn't go to the plan we wanted it to last week, so we worked hard throughout the week, and yeah, I think that's evidence. Yeah, big thanks to Lils and Catty and helping us with our set piece and our scrums.
You'll have to recover because you're going again against what could certainly be described as a meaty pack. Hartpury are rolling into town. You won't have thought ahead of to that match because you've just been busy playing 55 minutes in disgusting conditions here. But how excited are you to go again with that wind in your sails?
Yeah, I think we've got a bit of confidence now. As you say, we've got a bit of wind in our sails. So, yeah, bring on next week, bring on Harbury.
Celebrate tonight first, though?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Look to the camera, Mr. Sterling. That was great. Watch out, Scott Kirk is painting Bath red tonight. No, sorry, you're painting Bath blue and gold, of course. Congratulations, you are player of the match and
Thank you very much.
thoroughly deserved.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
And I think we have got... Aaron, come on in. Right, we'll do a sub. There we go.
Cheers, AJ. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. For coach, well played again. Go and enjoy that evening out. Right, well, first win of the calendar, of the campaign, and one that you really had to dig deep for. What did you make of the 80 minutes that Bath just put out there?
Oh, look, to get 25-20 in these conditions is really proud of. Yeah, really proud to finally get that win. We're desperate for it. We said to we had two sort of aims about our physicality and our discipline, and I thought that helped us a lot today.
Territory was always going to be a hot topic. It was something that both of you, yourself and Ian, spoke to me about pre-match. It felt like you had footholds in the right parts of the field, and then when it came to it, you were able to scramble defend and you were able to turn over a few key balls, but your face is telling me otherwise.
Yeah, probably gave some old men nearly heart attacks, but yeah, look, I think the error count was still high from both teams, so we'd be a bit disappointed. But then the conditions, we've got standing order out there, so look, Cardiff Met brought that physicality. Yeah, we brought it a bit back. It's just good to get that win in front of this big crowd and celebrate for them as much as ourselves.
Did anything change after half-time? What was the message in the sheds? Because you were trailing, but it looked as though it was more of the same. Those contestable kicks, really turning the screw at set-piece time and just taking chances when they were available.
Well, after the first half, I was trying to hang on to the ball, really. We had a number of opportunities where we got into the 22 and just coughed the ball up. So we wanted to sort of secure it a wee bit better with two hands. Just look at some of the things around our defence. Look at some of our connections and organisation and attack, because there was a number of line breaks here today, which was pleasing, but just hard to get those final passes.
You reached for your replacements a little bit sooner than Cardiff Met did. What's the strength and depth of this squad like this season? How confident were you that they would come on and continue the good work of those that came before?
Oh, you've got to be confident. You pick 23 and you're always working on your depth. We're proud of the win today, but a lot of guys dropped down to our second team who fortunately bet Bristol ones today, which is really good, and our third team bet Bristol too. So we're constantly working on the depth, and you've got to trust those guys when they come on, and I'm pleased for them that they made an impact.
And just finally, there are some people that swear that winning is a habit, that one leads to another. Are you someone that subscribes to that theory? How crucial could tonight prove in the course of your season?
Yeah, momentum, but this league, cliche, anyone can beat each other on the day, and that's shown it, and it keeps showing it and showing it again. So, it's good to get a bit of form. We'll take that form and hopefully build on into Hartbury, but we always have a ding-dong and it's Hartbury, and so it's going to be the same next week. And results in BUCS Super Rugby, it's a gambler's nightmare.
Aaron, you have done my job for me, because our job now is to persuade people to come back again next week. But he said it, anyone can beat anyone in this league. That's why it's the best in the land. There is jeopardy absolutely everywhere you look, and we promise that sometimes it stays dry. So pop back again next week, but of course stay across all of our channels. In the meantime, there's lots coming up on BUCS. We're off to Exeter next week, down to Sandy Park for a clash that promises to be super, super tasty. And the live streams will just keep coming, like I say. There's so much to enjoy. It is the best league in the land. Aaron, thanks so much for your time, for your company. Congratulations on the win. I don't know whether or not you'll be joining Scott on the streets of Bath tonight, but however you spend your evening.
Yeah, I think we deserve a beer, so we'll go and one with the boys. So, yeah, celebration.
Well, there we go. Go and get
trip back
that
to London.
beer.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
And
Bye.
to all of you, thanks for joining us.
Bye.